Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another month, another edition of the Fire Cup number 6, Group A. I'm, of course, your VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all, to our third broadcast of the day, or I guess our first broadcast, depending on how you look at it. It is 3 a.m. It is 3 a.m. in the morning. Here we go. We have our first series. We have our first map. We have our first group. Let's jump in. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of King's Cove, we have the red Protoss player. We just featured him earlier today. We have the red Protoss for Team Liquid. It is SKillous. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player. It is YoungYakov. Here we go. If you're in the chat, I'll briefly go into the event itself. But if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamma time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you believe will take the series. Best of luck in the chat. As a reminder, this is a best of 2, not a best of 3, not a best of 5, best of 2. So there are 3 options available to you. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat with those options, with those predictions. And as we settle in, a big shout out to Kashim. Share my papi, share my gender. Good to see you, papi. Good to see you. Thank you so much, Jenkuya. Even thank you so much for resubscribing for 16 months, papi. 16 months in a row. That's a lot of months. That's a lot of months of support. Thank you so much, Kashim. We always appreciate the support. Big shout out to Kashim, of course, as he is a pillar of the Polish community and StarCraft in general, with a League Elect, with Wikipedia, with the Polish scene as well, admins, events, does a lot of work behind the scenes. Much love to Kashim as we are settling into our tournament, into the Fire Cup. Welcome, welcome one and all. For those that maybe are tuning in for the first time, welcome to a monthly tournament. We have been the English cast for this event for the past 3 months, ever since Fire Cup number 4. So if you are curious about the VODs, if you want to see more of these players, then check out Fire Cup number 4 and number 5. The VODs are on YouTube. This is a 3-day event, technically a 5-day event, but we only cover 3 of those days. What I mean by that, every single month there are qualifiers. We don't cast the qualifiers, we only cast the main event, but there are qualifiers leading up to this to actually make it into the main event every single month. And then we have a 3-day event over the weekend, where today is Group A, tomorrow is Group B, and then after that is the playoff bracket. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days straight every single month of Fire Cup action, featuring the CIS region as residency or citizenship requirements are enforced. So we have players like YoungYakov, players like SKillous, players like MilkiCow, Power, Wayne, GgMaChine, Nicarax, and many, many more. Shameless, for example. They're all going to be featured. They're all going to be facing off against each other, and we are here to determine the strongest of them this month. Reigning champions include players like Wayne, include players like YoungYakov as well, and we're here to face off and determine this month's champion. Let's go. Let us go. For the time being, welcome to Group A. So, as to kind of reiterate, today is Group A. Group A does consist of 6 players. 6 players, round robin format, best of 2s. Every player will play every other player in the group, and we can indulge ourselves in the group after this series. We'll first focus on our first best of 2, and then we can jump into the group and look at the upcoming matches ahead of us here as we settle into our ZVP. Standard opener so far, Stargate opener into a Void Ray. Hello, Skillous. What's going on? We have a Void Ray opener here out of our red Protoss. With this, our goal is to gain map control, to hunt down the overlords, to deny vision, to keep YoungYakov in the dark, and to potentially hide some tech. Doesn't have to, but we could potentially hide some tech here in the main base and rush into a different direction. Meanwhile, YoungYakov hatch gas pool into a third base. Standard opener here out of the Zerg player, just droning up as we speak. And welcome one and all to King's Cove. King's Cove is our map of choice. Very defendable on 3 bases, but that is a fast oh my, YoungYakov, calm down. that is a sub 4-minute lair. That's 345. I want to say 345 lair timing here at the YoungYakov. Very fast. With this, the goal I would imagine is to rush into Hydras, to go for a very fast Hydra based army. Otherwise, we could see something crazy like a Nidus worm, but last, no extra gases. No extra gases here, and YoungYakov, he's droning up, so most likely this is for a Hydra rush. You can get away with being greedy like this, whether it's being greedy economically or being greedy tech wise. The reason why you can get away with greed on King's Cove is because, one, this is the third largest map of the map pool. Very large map, very long rush distance by ground, and very defendable on 3 bases as well. So it's quite difficult to punish a player this early on. SKillous is being active, that is true, with the Void Ray, but we'll see what he can get done. As behind this, we have the standard follow-up Twilight Council on the Forge, everything looking as it should be. SKillous does poke up the ramp, but alas, the Queens are keeping up. Lings are also out, and YoungYakov, he is in position. He's going for the Nidus. Let's go. Oh my god, he's going for a Link Queen Nidus all in here. I assumed because he was droning that he was going to be calming things down, but no, he is committing. Overlord does fall. Queen getting caught out. So SKillous, he does pull away for the time being, but YoungYakov is going for the all-in. He does have a Link here on the right-hand side. He has Links moving out towards left as well. It's going to be full-on all-in here for YoungYakov before SKillous can settle into his 3-base economy. YoungYakov, he is here to knock him down. Now, YoungYakov putting workers at 39. He does not take any gases here in his bases. Just the one gas geyser to afford a Nidus. And we'll see if YoungYakov can sneak by undetected. We'll see if he can. There it is. Nidus Storm into the main. Ooh, and SKillous, does he notice? He does. He warps in reactively. He's going to be racing back home with his army. The Oracles, they make a beeline for the main base. And Nidus, is it going to finish? It is. It's going to finish up, but will it matter? The boys have been pulled. Nidus down to half HP. The transfuse. Oh my god, transfuse just in time. Oh no. Oh my god, just barely in time does transfuse, but the Queens are left exposed. Lings, they do flat out in time. The Oracle goes down. One of them does fall. Oh, my apologies. One of them does survive, actually. And Lings, they flood in towards the third base. Backup Nidus is shut down. Creep is spreading. Queens are trying to hold their own. Boys are being pulled. These Queens are on they're on their own. They're isolated. And these Queens, they should go down at the same time. Lings, they break through the third base. They at least try to. SKillous, he's all over this. He shuts down the Queens. Queens, they fall one after the other. Make sure the Nidus Storm does not finish. There's a shield battery to Stalkers. They hold their own. And YoungYakov, the all-in is failing. I mean, does kill 16 probes? True. Probes are going down. But alas, SKillous holds. SKillous, he does hold. Jeez, look at the minimap. Oh my god. It's like a giant line of blue here. That's very aesthetic. As YoungYakov, he does rally across the map, does make a beeline towards the third base. No shield battery. The cannon is going to go down. Once again, Nidus into the main base. YoungYakov, he is not stopping. He's not stopping. He's not slowing down. He still commits. Do we have any more Queens? Just Lings. Just purely Lings at this point. Nidus goes down. Third base survives. The boys, they were pulled away in time. SKillous, he saves the workers. And with this YoungYakov, he's droning. He's droning up as heavily as he can. Gases are on the way. Evo Chamber for +1, most likely into Hydras. And we need to take a moment here to take stock. As we bleed out 3 Links. Links, there we go. Links are going down. Behind the SKillous, he's in a better position. The reality here is that SKillous, first things first, has an equivalent probe count to YoungYakov, except SKillous has been mining more for longer, as he has been able to maintain a higher worker count for a longer time. Likewise, third base survived. Third base did survive, and YoungYakov is double expanding. He has to catch up. He is behind. He has to catch up, getting a 4th base, getting a 5th base. YoungYakov, he has a lot of catching up to do. He needs more time. The problem, though, is that SKillous, he has +1. He has Blink. He's getting to charge, getting to +2, or I should say getting to 1/1 upgrades, Gateway Explosion. SKillous, he should be hitting. He should be moving out. He should be striking before YoungYakov stabilizes. That is also why YoungYakov going for another Nidus. Like, he has to do whatever he can to keep SKillous at home, because if he doesn't, then SKillous is going to snowball out of control. Lings are racing across the map, but again, this is not really designed to get damage done. It's all about keeping SKillous busy. All about keeping Nikita here on the back foot. We'll see if he can. Now Ling's being forced back. SKillous is out to move out. Behind this, do we have a Robo? I believe we do not. Yeah, no Robo, no Warp Prism, no reinforcements, just warping in back at home, old school, to move out across the map. YoungYakov, he is still just at 3 base saturation. Nidus back into the main. SKillous, he does leave Stalkers in position. Lings, they try to slip in, but the wall is solid. And here comes SKillous. He's pushing. May not have a Robo, may not have Warp Prism, but he has a Proxy Pylon instead. Here we go. 3 base all in, no gases. How many gateways? 8. 8, soon to be 9. So it's going to be a 9 gauge at 3 base all in out of SKillous. And this is going to hit like a truck. What is it to defend? Purely Ling. Purely Ling. There are Hydras on the horizon here, but for the time being, purely Ling here from YoungYakov. There are Oracles to support. Stasis traps as well. Lings, they come in to bait out the Stasis. Not bad. They also come in to shut down the Proxy. Up. Good. As Stalkers are going to get surrounded. Oracles, they do a lot of support here from the sky. They shut down the Lings. Lings going for the Pylon. And SKillous, as you notice, he does. He does notice in time. There's the warp in. And YoungYakov, you can see him just crumbling in supply. As we mentioned, the supplies, they were deceivingly close, but the soup does lie because, I mean, turns into this kind of snowball effect. The warp in's complete, and SKillous, he has far too much. Lings, they're trying to engage off of creep. They pick off some stalkers. But the kiting is good enough for SKillous. Likewise, once again, YoungYakov peels off a couple of units forward to try to deny the proxy. They are unable to. And SKillous, oh no, he finds the Hydras. Does find the Hydras, gets one. One Hydra goes down. Stasis about to run out. SKillous, he leaves some stalkers behind to deal with that. Once again, kiting against these Lings. Kiting well. He does kite all the way back to his reinforcements. Yeah, now SKillous, he can make a stand. He can make a stand, move in. YoungYakov behind this, he's running out of steam. He doesn't really have much of an economy behind this. He's on 64 workers, trying to keep up. But the Zealots have arrived. We can see YoungYakov going for a massive link counterattack. Back at home, there is site defense. There's cannons, shield batteries, SimCity. The Hydra cannon is building up. Oh, the SKillous can be a little bit more assertive here. Definitely. He does try to commit. Bailey's going to be waddling in. YoungYakov is buying time. Building up more Hydras. True. Bailey's waddling towards the middle line. Alas, they don't get much done. SimCity's too good. The setup too good. Another Bailey run by. He tries again. And again, SKillous, he just hasn't really been trading too much for the past minute or so. Where he's just been poking in a little bit here. No major dives. He's also coming for a counterattack, but there are plenty of Baileys in position. Yeah, Baileys just shut down the Zealots. The base does fall. Yakov going for another link counterattack, but alas, there's a warping back at home. The Stalkers, they get surrounded. Never mind. Nice blinks here by YoungYakov. Likewise moving in. Let's move in. Station trap's going to be going off, shutting down the Lings. Almost purely Hydra. I mean, this would be a good opportunity here for SKillous to just dive on the army. Now Lings are coming in from behind. Hydras are exposed. SKillous playing it safe. Still playing it very safe, and he's giving YoungYakov the opportunity to build up more Hydras, even more so. 10 more Hydras on the way. This can get out of hand. Now the Hydra count is built up to a point where he can actually fight this army. Here come the Zealots. There we go. The Zealots have arrived. So SKillous was waiting for. Now he can probably engage. There's a dive. There's the blink. It's what we wanted. It's what we wanted. The aggressive blink. And with that, GG gets called. SKillous, he will break through and he will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, YoungYakov hyper aggressive with the Link Queen Knight all in, but alas, I should say he wasn't quite able to break through. He wasn't quite able to do enough damage. He did kill some workers, that is true, but by the end of the all-in, we saw that SKillous had a comparable, if not greater, probe count. He was still on 3 bases. He still had the greater tech, the greater economy, and just was not enough damage. Not enough damage dealt in the end. GG, well played. SKillous takes a lead in the series, but I want to believe that YoungYakov can bounce back as we are getting ready for game number 2. We'll see. We'll see if YoungYakov can bring things back here and we can have a tight score. As a reminder, it's a best of 2. Best of 2, not a best of 3. Because of that, there's no way to force the ace match here. Ooh, and I'm a little bit shocked by the map choice. I mean, I should say I'm a little bit shocked that I made it through the vetoes here. Game 2 is going to be on Frostline. Let's go. Going to be loading into Frostline here for Game 2. A map known for favoring aggression. Here we go. Oh. Oh, good. Good. SKillous, he bailed. We were about to get into a PvZ, but not the one that you were expecting. SKillous, he jumped out. Get the hell out of there. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Getting into game 2 here. And we're playing our main races. They were tempted, baby. They were tempted. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline, we have the red Protoss player representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is SKillous. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player. Down in the series. We'll see if we can tie things up. It is YoungYakov. Catching with the chat. Praise Tossa. Hello, Iron Ring. Hello. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos. Again, SKillous, he's favored to make it out in first place in this group, but there are definitely some players like, I would say, YoungYakov, who can contest against that. Who can definitely contest. Game 1, I don't think was really too reflective just because it was a failed all-in, so YoungYakov, he fell behind from the beginning after it did fail, of course, and he was just trying to claw his way back in. Wasn't quite able to do so. SKillous, he responded with his own 3-way all-in instead, just to knock YoungYakov down before it could really stabilize. Here in game 2, I do believe, though, that aggression is going to be favored, and we could see another committed play out of Yakov. Also from SKillous as well. Here we go. Now, the reason why I say that as we load into game number 2 is that the map is large. True, the map is big, it's large, it's massive, it's huge. But the bases are exposed. The bases are very spread out, they're very wide open, very vulnerable as well. So if we were to be aggressive on a 3-base economy, just under a 2-base, or more than a 2-base economy, then we could see players like YoungYakov or SKillous take advantage of that and overwhelm and try to snowball out of control. Whether it's a 3-base all-in with 8 gateways, like what SKillous went for in the previous game, or maybe like 3-base Ling Hydra all-in out of YoungYakov, can be viable. But we'll see. We shall see. So now players are just going to be joining up, saturating their bases. Going to be saturating. We have our take of choice, Stargate opener, which again, it's what we expect. You know, standard opener, Stargate into a 3rd base, into +1 and Blink. I don't really expect SKillous to mix it up too much here, especially against YoungYakov. Maybe against some other opponents, but for now, just calming things down. Really, our eyes are on YoungYakov. Now, as a reminder, last game, what did we see? We saw a 3:45 lair timing. If you recall, initially I was like, oh, maybe he's going to be rushing into Hydras. I assumed that he would need a 2nd gas geyser for a Nidus all-in, but not just off 1 gas. Ling Queen Nidus all-in is what YoungYakov went for in the previous game. This time is pulling out a gas, getting into Ling speed, and we'll see where he goes and takes us from here. Again, I'm assuming that he's going to be at least getting up to 3-base saturation, but again, YoungYakov may have something else in store for us. May have something else. Behind this earlier Eva chamber into early +1. Already a sign of things to come. That's YoungYakov. He's going to be spending his gas here on +1 melee, not on early lair. So this is going to be +1 melee into most likely Ling Hydra as a composition. With early investment into Lings. The melee does allow YoungYakov to delay or skip roach production to be more efficient to get into the mid game. There it is. Melee is on the way. Meanwhile, SKillous is taking his 3rd. Saturating. 2nd Oracle is on the way. 1st one's moving out. Lings a poke in, but SKillous does defend. Ooh, meanwhile, that is an earlier Twilight Council. Okay, you have my attention. So I assumed it was going to be a standard opener, and it was. It was Stargate into a 3rd base, but the follow-up very different. An earlier Twilight Council into Gateway Explosion into what? Most likely Glaive Adepts. I'm feeling Glaive Adepts here from skills. This could be early Blink, delayed upgrades into early Stalker aggression, but I want to believe in the Glaive. Show us what you got. Yeah, more gateways. Ooh, Blink. Okay, it's gonna be early Blink. Okay, it's one of the two. Now, basically, what this does here, one, it doesn't scale as well into a later game, as you can imagine. What we saw in the last game, no Forge, no +1, so delayed upgrades here for SKillous, but very early Blink, so he can reinforce with extra Stalkers, he can push out, he can try to threaten the specifically 4th base and try to force a cancel or even a kill at the 4th and keep pushing from there. Meanwhile, YoungYakov going for a Baneling Nest, going into Link Bane with melee. We'll see how they do compared to each other. As creep is receding. Lings are moving out. Queen's at Willing across the map. We're going for the all-in. Yeah, YoungYakov, he's not droning. He's not droning up. He does cut workers here at 44. Banelings are morphing in, and we're going for the bust. But again, Blink, because Blink is so fast, Blink is going to be done in the middle of the fight, in the middle of this big engagement. That is the advantage here of this style from SKillous. This Blink is so much faster than normal. Queens are waddling in. Oracles ahead for, or they can set up stasis traps. Their traps. Oh, stasis goes off. Massive connection. Oh my god. It's a massive connection. Diving in the army. Bailey's well again. Yeah, the army gets completely shut down. GG gets called, and SKillous will take the series at 2-0. GG. Feel stasis. The stasis was brutal, and with that, YoungYakov didn't even take the fight. I mean, there was nothing he could do. All his links got caught out, and again, Blink was finishing up real fast, real quick with that. GG. GG, well played. SKillous will take the series and will advance on, or will claim first place so far. Claim first place in the group. Ooh, GG. GG, well played. And with that, YoungYakov will start things off with a loss, but despite that, YoungYakov is still favored to make it out of the group as well. And I'm referring to the group, we should quickly have a look together here. We should have a look together as we switch the scenes over and catch up on the Wikipedia page. Oh, we have some updates. Let's refresh and catch up. Okay, from the top. From the top here, we have Group A. We have Group A ahead of us here. As you can see, we have the first round, which is underway. We just wrapped up with SKillous versus YoungYakov. As you can see here, SKillous versus YoungYakov has just concluded, and that is going to lead us here into the next round. Again, 5 rounds in total, 5 best of 2s. SKillous takes down YoungYakov, and up next we have SKillous versus MilkiCow. We're going to be following Nikita into a series versus MilkiCow. That is the plan here for the stream, and we have all these other matches that are ongoing. I should also emphasize who is in the group: GgMaChine, MilkiCow, SKillous, YoungYakov, Replicant, and Power. We have 2 Protoss, 2 Zerg, and 2 Terran in the group. Coming into this group, the favorite players are going to be SKillous, YoungYakov, and MilkiCow. One of each race, actually. So Protoss, Zerg, and Terran, they're going to be favored. We'll see if upsets are caused. We'll see if GgMaChine, Replicant, and Power can cause upsets and can make it out of Group A. Best of luck. Best of luck. Group B will focus tomorrow. Tomorrow is Group B. For today, Group A. That is what our attention is on. So again, we have our rounds ahead of us. We have our matches ahead of us. We'll get there. We will get there. As I believe we are waiting for MilkiCow versus GgMaChine to wrap up first. We are waiting for them to wrap up. And once they do, we can jump in. Here we go. Toss NG change /patch make toss worse. No clouding in the chat. No clouding. I think you're just like, yeah. the consensus amongst everyone is it was a good change. It was a positive change. I feel like any ill words about the NG overcharge change were left behind back like in November. Catch up, Pappy, catch up. But yeah, so our plan right now is to wait for MilkiCow. Wait for MilkiCow versus GgMaChine to wrap up. They're currently 4 minutes into the game, so we just missed them. We just missed the cow. We just missed GgMaChine, so they're currently in game. And once they do wrap up, then we can follow MilkiCow into SKillous. That is the plan. That is the plan. Here we go. Otherwise, the following matches are going to be YoungYakov versus Power. So the current plan, actually, we can have a look together. We can have a look together here. Is going to be YoungYakov versus Power in the 3rd round, is what I'm looking at. And coming into round 4, I had a really hard time picking and choosing. I think I'm going to go for SKillous versus Replicant, just because I do want to cast all the players at least once. So SKillous versus Replicant, and then the final series is going to be a GgMaChine versus Replicant as well. So I do want to try to feature at least all the players once. I know there are favorite players here, and there are some high-profile matches. We're trying to cover those alongside featuring everyone at least once here regarding Power, GgMaChine, and Replicant as well. Want to make sure we can feature everyone. That's the plan. Here's the plan. Otherwise, I guess we're going to be going on a break. We're going to be going on a short break here. We're waiting for GgMaChine and MilkiCow. Once they finish, once they wrap up, we will be following and jumping into our next series. Take this time to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and hydrate every one of your hydras. When we come back, we will have some more StarCraft. See you soon. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, hope you all enjoyed that lovely brutal OOC as we have returned with our second round of the Group A of Fire Group Cup number 6. And spawning in the bottom hand corner of lane lines, we have the red Terran player representing 3D Clan. I believe recently joining them, it is MilkiCow, aka Milking Cows. Okay, god damn it. And spawning in the right hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid. It is SKillous. Here we go. I'm always here for the cow, papi. Always. Shout out to the other lovely animals that do exist throughout all of StarCraft, whether in Europe, NA, or Korea as well. And MilkiCow, he is a returning player. Of course, he was a prevalent force in the region for quite some time. Did pseudo-retire, did step away from the game, took a big break in 2024, and recently has returned. Did recently return to the game, did recently return to competitive play, and he has been rising through the ranks, shooting up in skill and regaining his skill as well. But on top of that, he's also known for a certain style of play, a very aggressive style. Double gas into a faster factory, delayed CC from MilkiCow, so a more aggressive start initially here. And again, MilkiCow is known for cheese, known for aggression, known for proxies, known for all-ins. That is what he does best. I'm sure he can macro, I'm sure he can, but that's not what we're here for. we're not here for the macro, we're here for the milk and a little bit of the cow. Let's go. Let us go. Also, before I forget, if you're in the chats, predictions are open. Place your bets while you can. And get your gamba going. Get your gamba going. As a reminder, this is going to be a best of 2, not a best of 3, not a best of 5, best of 2. So place your bets on how you think this will unfold, whether it goes 1-1 or 2-0 in either direction. So we are going to be settling in. But now we have our opener as well. Likewise, just a Gate Cyber into Expand. Behind this, going for a tech of choice. Most likely a Twilight Council. We'll see if SKillous does divert from the norm and go for something like a Robo or a Stargate instead. Meanwhile, 1-1, one base only. Jesus. 1-1-1. That is a starport before CC. Hyper aggression here by MilkiCow. And this is why we're here. This is what we want. Aggression. Just nonsense. We're here for it, papi. We're here for it. Again, insanely delayed CC from MilkiCow, going double gas into 1-1-1. With this, we're building up Marines, Widow Mines. We can go into the medevac as well. It's up to SKillous to figure out what the hell's going on. Behind this, Twilight Council. Twilight Council is the take of choice. Standard opener out of SKillous. Out of Nikita. We'll poke in. And does at least confirm there's an expansion. But we know better. There we go. Medevac is on the way. Hellion dives into middle line. Probes are under fire. Literally and figuratively. 3 probes going down. Oh, this round! Oh, the move command was brutal there, and SKillous was shut down at that Hellion. The citizens arrest. The boys. They lock it down. They got it. They know what they're doing. Yo, we don't need no stalker to take care of us. No. Probes, mate. Probes. Tase the Hellion to death. Meanwhile, MilkiCow still building up more Marines. Likewise, medevac has arrived, and we should be going for a very early move out. Here we go. Adept does shade past the army. So does the other. Marines going down SCVs as well. Nice pickups here from SKillous. Catching out a Marine. Oh no! The reverse citizens arrest. They do it as well. The boys. Yes. Mate, workers are OP. Whether it's probe and SCV alike. Widow Mine goes down. Widow Mine does trade against an adept at least. One adept does fall. And MilkiCow dropping into the main. Does drop in. Is going to be deflected. Tank production has already begun here for MilkiCow. Oh! Juking, jiving. He zigs, he zags. SKillous out of position. Dropping in towards that natural. Can we focus on the pylon? No, we're going for the mineral line. We're going for the probes. Little does he know, they're workers. They're crazy. Doesn't quite get a worker. The probe barely survives, and a SKillous defense. Does affect the drop behind this. Tank rallied across the map again. MilkiCow, he's just rallying everything across. No holds bar. No holding back. His goal here to break Nikita. We'll see if he can. Prism moves out. Stalkers move out. As the Protoss moves out, the Terran moves in. Oh, SKillous he sees the army with the War Prism. Is aware. Tank is going to be sieging. Pylon is within range. Oh, not quite. Not quite here. We go for the dive. The tank gets started down. The tank will fall. Medevac as well. Nice juggling, nice control here by SKillous. Despite that, the stutter stepping micro, the target firing. The Marines, they take down the Stalkers. And SKillous, he's in trouble. Again, no shield battery. Does have Blink. The boys are being pulled away. The Stalkers are going to get locked down. The army is very battered and bruised. But there's no way out for these Stalkers. Oh, they do try to blink past. They will do so. Tank gets caught out. Massive pick off. Tank goes down. And with that tank falling, SKillous holds. SKillous, he does hold. Takes down the medevac. No more support. Running out of Marines. Getting, oh, barely not a probe. Yeah, we do lock down the army. SKillous, who will clean this up, doesn't lose another Stalker. He holds. He defends. Banshee into the main again. MilkiCow, he just rallies everything. He's just setting everything he can at SKillous. Banshee deflected, Marines into the mineral line, the probes, they come back, but again, they're workers, they can shut down the Marines. They can, and they will. Don't have one probe falling. Marines are cleaned up. And MilkiCow, now he finally turns around. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna calm down. I mean, like I'm losing too much. It's not worth it in the end. Third base is getting up and running for a SKillous. MilkiCow, he comes back home. Whew, okay, now as the dust settles here, what is the game state looking like? What did we lose? What did we gain? 2 tanks, medevac going down, a plethora of Marines as well for 10 Stalkers. And I mean, the trade wasn't too bad. The trade wasn't too bad for MilkiCow, but I'm sure he was hoping to kill, not just cripple. Nice pick up here on the tank. I'll pick up micro here by SKillous. Does pick up, does get away. Does pull away. More Stalkers coming in to reinforce. Without a tank, without a bunker, this army is vulnerable. Stim, it's only halfway done. SKillous, he can poke in. Cannon will poke in. Threatening a dive. Getting a couple of SCVs. A couple more, actually. 3 SCVs going down. Gets a Marauder. Very nice pickup for a Stalker, though. Gets the depot. Get nice value here across the map. There was a shield battery. It looks like the Banshee did attempt to dive in, but the Banshee does fall. And SKillous back at home is getting up to a 3-base economy. Building up there. Behind this, not going for any splash damage yet. He's going for +1 in charge, going for a very swarm toss kind of style. Gateway heavy composition. The Prism! Oh no, Stim! He stims in! And he will not get the War Prism. Barely will escape. Barely does survive, but for the cost. At a cost of Stalkers. Stalkers do go down. And MilkiCow. Momentum is on his side. Again, SKillous has been bleeding out a lot of Stalkers. 17 already. Ideally, you want to build up that Stalker count over time, but that has not happened. And MilkiCow, he breaks out. He breaks out. He's pushing. And can he bring SKillous down? Bring him down with him. Into the mud. Into the milk. Ah, let's go. Tank does see. Shield battery's dead already. Yeah, they're not ready in time. Nice force fields looking down the army. Mind Choke goes off. Marines, they start to step in. Shield battery does finish up, but there's just not enough here. The 4 Stalkers left. Immortal does arrive. Tank, does support. Another Stalker goes down to 2. 2 Stalkers left. And the numbers are just not there. Nice War Prism micro does save the Immortal. Very nice control. But again, it's only 3 gateway units. 3 Zealots, 1 Stalker. SKillous, he just put out too many Stalkers in the lead up to this. Again, 17 is crazy. And with that, MilkiCow, he's breaking through. He stutter steps in. Dives on the army, takes down the Immortal. And again, this is aggressive style. This is how MilkiCow, he can take down some of the best. Tank shots going up. Massive volleys. The 3rd base goes down. And SKillous, he's up against the wall. Again, no shield battery here at the natural. MilkiCow, he stims. And he's looking to win. He's looking to win. Takes out the Prism. No more juggling. GG gets called. And MilkiCow takes game number 1. Whew. GG, a hyper aggressive style here out of MilkiCow, and this is what he is known for. I mentioned in the lead up to this game, in the lead up to the series, what is he known for? Cheese, aggression, proxies, all-ins. Even this game as well, he went for a 1-1-1 before CC. It was a crazy opener, a crazy build out of MilkiCow, just rallying everything across the map. He's an animal. He's a cow. Let's go. And even someone like SKillous isn't safe from MilkiCow. But as a reminder, it's a series, not just a game. So we're going to be getting into now game number 2. We'll see if SKillous can tie things up or if MilkiCow will take the 2-0. That will be a crazy result here for MilkiCow. Can he bring down the favorite? He's not even the favorite player for the group. SKillous is the favorite player for the entire tournament. But he is now down in this series against the milking cow. God damn it, that name. Spawning in the bottom right corner of Frostline, we have the red Terran player representing 3D Clan, leading the series 1-0. It is a MilkiCow. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid down in the series. Can he bounce back? Can he tie things up? It is a SKillous. We go. Alright, they have to be here on the Terran. And I'm curious if anyone predicted this. I'm curious because again, obviously Nikita is a big favorite. Did anyone have faith in MilkiCow? No one. No shot. No one had faith, Bobby. How could no one have faith in MilkiCow? Ay. To be fair, I don't think, like, I would never have gone like 2-0 in favor of MilkiCow, but he's one step closer. One step closer. Una mas. Double gas on skin. Double gas opener here out of MilkiCow. This typically leads into a Rax, into Factory, then into a CC, but clearly MilkiCow is willing to go 1-1-1. He's willing to go for a starport even as well, to a greater commitment into one base play. So we'll see what he goes for. My eyes, they're on the Terran. See chat, share my papi, share. Good to see you. Dzień dobry. So far, the factory is on the way. Back at home, do see SKillous settling in. Just gate Cybercore into Nexus, standard opener. And it looks like this time MilkiCow is going for the CC before the starport. So a much more standard opener here out of the Terran player. As a reminder, last game he rushed into the starport and rushed into the early medevac into an early push. This time we're calming things down a little bit here, as we should be expanding. Should be sending an SCV down. Yeah, there we go. As there we go. There's a CC. A little bit late by like a second. It's all good. Ooh. And we are going Reactor Reaper Hellion. Okay. Now, this opener, this style here, we go 2, and then into another 2, into additional Reapers, into additional Hellions. The goal here is to get across the map and to wreak havoc in the mineral line, to bust into the bases, and to roast up these probes. We'll see how many waves of Reaper Hellion MilkiCow commits into. Behind this, second Rax. This screams a third Rax before Starport. This looks like the beginning of a 2-base all-in. Does look like the beginning here of 2-base all-in. We'll see if, yep, there it is. Third Rax before Starports. Very heavy commitment. And MilkiCow, this is going to be a stim timing. This goes into faster add-ons, Tech Labs here, stim, combat shields, before Starport, before medevac production, and maybe even an eBay with +1. We could go for the early eBay as well. There are variations. One goes for the eBay for +1, the other skips it and goes for a Starport, into a third CC, into macro, or into a longer game. But there are more committed variations. SKillous, he fully walls up. And just like so, he will protect the mineral line. The Reaper Hellion cannot get in. As MilkiCow, he's locked out. So we go the Reaper Hellion. Ooh, trying to trade. At last, the first Reaper does fall. MilkiCow, he has to back off. Does pull away. Does pull away. I see someone asking, is MilkiCow an alt account for someone? It's the alt account for MilkiCow. maybe I guess I can fix up the in-game name to make it a little bit less confusing. MilkiCow. Bam. Beautiful. Someone, there was a clown in the chat. As Stalkers, they poke in. 2 poke in towards that natural. Behind this, we have that massive timing, as we mentioned. Again, Stim, Goblin Shields, Mass Marauder. Jesus. That's going to be a lot of Marauders, by the way. And again, MilkiCow, he can pull the boys with this. He can decide to pull the boys. We'll see how hard he commits. Meanwhile, Stalkers, they do dip into the lane, but the Marauders are waiting for him. SKillous, he has to back up. Force back. Medevac is on the way. Sorry, I should say starports are on the way for Medevac production. And then MilkiCow, he's going to pull the trigger. He will soon break out. It's on SKillous to slow down the push to be as active as possible. Comes on move. Going Viking first? Wait, what? Never mind. Viking just shut down the War Prism. Okay. Now this is going to delay the push, but it's coming. And I'm waiting to see. Does he pull the SCVs, Pappy? As he has a terrifying army. And here comes the cow. Let's push forward. SKillous trying to slow him down. Takes down the Observer. Observer gets sniped. No vision. Viking has arrived. Hunting down the War Prism. SKillous behind this is on a 3-base economy, rushing into charge. Reinforcements on the way. Prism gets zoned, and MilkiCow throws down an eBay. This tells us that he is not going to pull the boys. He's not pulling the boys, going for later upgrades, but still a committed move out. Catches the Observer. Keen eyes out of MilkiCow. Oh my, he sees everything. It's crazy. SKillous does go for the dive, takes on the first tank, he gets 1, he gets 2. 2 tanks go down. Nice pickups. MilkiCow forced the kite back. Oh, that's my god. He did pull the boys, but the tank's already dead. The tanks have already gone down. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. Dust him in, but again, no medevacs. Every stim, it's killing him. And SKillous, he puts a fight in the open. GG gets cold, he overwhelms the army, and SKillous, he will tie up the series 1-1. Whew. We tie it up. GG. GG, well played. As a reminder, this is a best of 2, not a best of 3. And again, this time SKillous, who was much more proactive, able to dive into the main base, able to delay the push. That's the most important part. Able to engage with the army in the middle of the map to slow down the push, to force out stims, and of course to even shut down the tanks as well. Once the tanks fell, that was game. That was game then and there. The tanks are the backbone of that army. Without them, what can you do, Pappy? What can you do? GG. GG, well played. Whew. The series ends in a tied scoreline, and clearly it is shown that SKillous, he is vulnerable. He is mortal. He can be brought down by some of the other players in this group. So nice on here by MilkiCow, going 1-1, and that leads us into round number 3. One moment here as we refresh the bracket and catch up on what has been going on. Here we go. Just messaging some of the players, letting them know, and let's switch on over. Bam. Looks like we're still waiting for updates here, but we can just catch up here on the group. Round 1 is concluded. Round 2 is about to be updated as well. We just, of course, covered the 1-1 scoreline between MilkiCow and SKillous. I believe Power versus GgMaChine also just wrapped up as well. They also, I believe they were being covered by MinnoVK. Big shout out to MinnoVK as they were covering that series. And I'm uncertain about replicants, actually. Hold on. Hold on. Do we have a lobby? Do we have a game? What's going on? Oh, we did. Okay. Hold on. Looks like we are jumping in mid-series. Power versus GgMaChine. They're currently getting into game 2, and Power's up 1-0. Let's go. It's up 1-0 here. And we're getting into game 2. I mean, it makes sense. Our series was a fast series, to say the least. Was a fast series, and here we go. We are jumping in and spawning in the top left-hand corner of a Neon Violet Square. We have the blue Protoss player representing Alien Esports. Let's go. I will have to get confirmation of that. But yeah, Alien Esports have recently come back in. They recently acquired Arrowfire, by the way. It is Power. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the purple Zerg player, representing 3D Clan. Oh wait, yeah, 3D Clan. It is GgMaChine. Yes, we are streaming on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Facebook. Beautiful. Here we go. But yeah, someone asking, oh, this is being streamed over on YouTube. Yes, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook, we're live on TikTok, we're live everywhere. Meanwhile, we do have the hatch block. Let's go. GgMaChine moves out with the hatch block, will disrupt and delay the economy. Boys are being pulled to focus us down. Already, GgMaChine doing some inadvertent damage. At the same time, going for the gold, rushing in towards that triangular third. Let's go. The gold base is going to be taken. Power, he's not quite in position to deny the expansion. Goes in for a scout. Little does he know that the gold is on the way. Here we go. Yes, from the as we do collapse on the army. We do collapse here on the hatchery. And Power, oh, let's go. He scouts, he is aware. As a reminder, Power, he is ahead in the series. He has a 1-0 lead over GgMaChine. Here we go. As we do have the initial shield battery rush here being set up. Shield battery on the way. Set up here outside of the gold. And here comes the army. Alas, GgMaChine doesn't really have much to work with here. Lings are massing. Ling's going to be coming in, trying to defend. But there's a shield battery to support. And the gold base is being denied. So far, good response here by Power. So far, good response. Power pulls back, does pull away, picking up more Lings. I mean, the Queen is helping, but more reinforcements have arrived. Last, we can even go for warpins across the map. Going for the Queen. Yeah, one more shot. The Queen does pull. Massive pickup. Taking down the Queen, collapsing on the Lings. Nice around here on that Adept. GgMaChine holding his own. Does hold his own. Ling still massing for the Zerg player, but he's stuck on a one-base economy. And he's going for a counterattack. Oh, he's going for a counterattack instead. Oh, a little bit indecisive. Where are we going? Yeah, a bit of indecision there, but it looks like the base, it's in a way being abandoned. Link speed is now done, though. Link speed is done. Moves out. Back at home, there is a full wall. And Power, he's secure. Oracle has arrived, and Lings are being shut down. Oh. Lings are being shut down. GgMaChine rallying on in, but last the wall is solid. And he invested so heavily into these Lings. He will clean this up. He should be able to secure his gold base, but a lot of these could have been drones. They could have been workers. GgMaChine is stuck on 19 workers, barely an economy. The gold base will help, but it has a lot of heavy lifting to do. Has a lot of heavy lifting here. As everything is being cleaned up. Spores are on the way. Now GgMaChine is droning as heavily as possible. And there we go, does transfer. Does transfer over. Moving out with his Lings. Back in Power does have a more secure setup. And I'm hoping GgMaChine doesn't invest too hard here, as he's going to be forced back. Power taking the third. Third base is on the way. Cybercore is going to be saved. GgMaChine going to be forced back. And so far, Power, he is going to be able to secure himself on 3 bases. The goal base is going to be a big factor, of course, for GgMaChine. He can recover as he's droning. Evo Chamber plus 1 melee. Looks like the setup for Ling Hydra. And he wants that Cybercore. He wants it. Alas, he's not going to get it. Throwing away so many Lings. 37 Lings so far already. It just hasn't been worth it here for GgMaChine. Looks like finally he does get the surround though. Oh my god. It's so close. It's so low. A little bit more. He gets it. He does finally get it. No shield battery, no support. So the Cybercore goes down. It did cost a lot of Lings. a lot of Lings went down for that, but did go down in the end. Whew. And now we can settle in. We can settle in. We can see GgMaChine droning up, now going for the lair. This is a 6:30 lair timing. It's a very late lair, but bearing in mind it's been a very awkward kind of setup here with the initial proxy hatchery, with the goal base. It's been very unorthodox when it comes to the setup. It's very unorthodox. We are trying to settle in. Oracle's going for the dive, catching out some of those drones. One drone going down. Power, in a sense, double expanding, rushing into that 4th base. Can he maintain the low ground, though? There are plenty of Lings. Nice force field. Yeah, denying service area. One adept gets caught out. Oracle's a race back home, and Power, he will hold. He will hold on. He will shut down those Lings. Lings are forced back. GgMaChine taking more bases. And we might be able to settle into a longer game state. Might be able to. Whew, we can take a breath. Okay, the aggression has subsided. And as we get into this, now GgMaChine, he can take advantage of the goal base, getting into his own 4th. Still down in workers. He has a 3-base saturation in a way. I guess the goal base is helping with that. Taking real fast into the infestation bit. Interesting. Not just that, Nidus Swarm. Are we feeling Swarm Host? That would make the most sense. Infestation bit, Nidus Swarm into Swarm Host play to harass across the map. There is definitely potential, but we'll see if it goes unscouted. Power, dipping back in. Going for the main, getting the revelation. Ooh, and he sees everything. He sees everything here at the natural base. Spots the tech, the Nidus Swarm, the infestation bit, sees everything that he has to offer. Does pull out, and as a response, Stargate. Stargate in production. I'm curious if this is the beginning of Skytos, to work towards a fleet beacon, into Tempest, into Carrier, into Mothership. Power just has to make sure he's secure. Going for a gateway explosion as well. The tech is now done, and we're waiting to see if we do invest into those swarm hosts. Now, GgMaChine, he knows he got scattered, right? He knows he got scattered. He knows that the surprise factor isn't really there anymore. You can see the Oracles on patrol, looking for any kind of Nidus play. And GgMaChine, as a result, he's not actually making use of this. It makes sense. Like, the surprise factor is, I mean, he knows. From here, going to Ling Roach Ravager. No further tech yet. More roaches are amassing. And it looks like the Stargate was more precaution than anything else. Here come those swarm hosts, as we mentioned before. They are far later. The armies that do engage in the center of the map. The Vials! Vials, a crazy army. Power moving in. Knocking down those roaches. First Archon does fall. And the army's getting caught out. Power, he was caught out in the open. Archon's getting picked off one after the other. GgMaChine, he can overwhelm. Stasis goes up. Nicely done. Buying time. Power just warping in as much as he can. Shield batteries. More defensive units. Goal base on the way. Is setting up. Little does he know, here comes that Nidus. Here come the swarm hosts. can collapse on the low ground. Yeah, the fourth base is exposed. At least some of the Archons, they're somewhat in position. They can respond. Shield whatever goes down. Probes, most of them do survive. Nice cleanup. Only 2 probe kills. Could have been so much worse. And so far, Power he's holding. Is holding on. Forcing back the army. Knight is into the main. Power, does he notice? Does he notice the Knight? He doesn't. Oh no! Knight is going to finish. Stormhost right into the production. A little bit late to unload though. Yeah, a little bit. Zealots had to respond. Dive on the army. Nice worms, they're going to be cleaned up. And with that, Power he defends. So far, Power he is holding. This is where the soup does lie. GgMaChine, he's maxed, but he's maxed out on Roach Ravager. Like, it's a very inefficient army supply. He's maxed out on Roach Ravager, Swarm Host even. So he can't really do much with this. He can't really break the expansion, but he can harass. And behind this, he's now taking finally into Hydras and Lurkers. They're on the horizon. Still a ways off. Nice force fields trying to lock this down, but Power he shouldn't be pushing out like this. Once again, getting caught out. He needs to be more defensive. Needs to turtle up. Lurker save coming in from behind, going for the mineral line. Like, these are some efficient trades here by Power, but again, he lost 2 Archons. Lost 2 Archons already. Does minimize economic damage. GgMaChine starts stepping forward. Takes out 2 Archons. War Prism across the map. Oh no! Prism goes down. Massive pickup. Mining is going to be denied. And remember, Power, he has the gold. Does have the gold. He's going to be able to maintain himself, but again, he needs to build up those Archons once again. Ideally into more High Templar, into Storm, into Immortals. Power, he has a ways to go. And GgMaChine, he is pulling him apart. Behind this, getting up to 80 workers. Local save once again into the mineral line. Late reaction. But finally probe damage. There we go. 10 workers in an instant. Up until now, it's been 2 workers at a time. But damage finally has been done. Takes down 10 probes. Takes down 10 workers. They'll run right across the map, catching out a queen. Nice pickup. Queen diving in the army. GgMaChine, he does respond. Power, he has Storm. I'm still not entirely convinced when it comes to these move outs, but at least he's denying creep. He's clearing up creep. Lurkers are ready. They are prepared. So far, keeping up. And with those Lurkers in position, I don't think Power can really fight this head on. The Lurkers are on their own. There's potential. We could see a dive. Immortal production finally has begun. But still a ways off. And again, I feel like now would not be a bad moment for a Flea Pegan and to embrace Sky Toss. Locals they've coming in, hits the gold, going for the base itself. Oh, and is going to get it. Massive pickup. Nexus goes down. Again, these Stormhosts are finally paying off. Getting 10 workers earlier. Taking down the Nexus. Hydras, they lunge in. Oof, brutal Storms. Brutal Storms at the same time. GgMaChine getting pulled apart. We have Zealot Swords bottom left, Zealot Swords top right. Mineral lines are going down, and we're coming in for a surround. GgMaChine, we shouldn't be out here. How good are the Storms going to be? It looks like there might be enough. The Storms are brutal, though. Yeah, the army is melting. Very close fights. You can see how low those Lurkers are. One more Storm would be enough. Or even just a warping of Zealots. Yeah, they clean up all the Lurkers. Power he holds, but at a cost. Another killed expansion. Power, he lost every Archon. The Archons went down. The Immortals as well. Only Zealots survive. Or really a gateway army. A very cheap army, I should say. Power, he did kill 2 bases, true. Did snipe 2 expansions, not bad. But in a head-on fight, I do favor GgMaChine. The Immortal should not be here. Very vulnerable. Has to back off. Prism into the main. Nice harass. Back at home, are we building anything up? Now some High Templar, now some Archons. Stormhost, they continue. Zell's killing more drones in the main. Again, like, the harassing damage is good. It's just the main army. It's the main army that's the problem here. Where there's no power units. Not anymore, despite the name. Despite the name, there's no power here. There's now morphing in High Templar, but there's no good answer here to the Lurker army. Assuming that GgMaChine moves out. And here it is. How many Lurkers? 13. 13 Lurkers for GgMaChine. It's a terrifying force. And he's had enough. He's had enough defending. Losing workers, losing bases, and now he's here. Now he's arrived. Hydra towards the left, Lurkers right through the center. And GgMaChine looks like he has done it. He just pulled power apart. The Lurkers, the Nidus Worms, the Locust Waves. We do try to come in first round, which isn't too bad. Actually trading quite well. But the army escapes. The army gets away. Dives into the Nidus. Once again, a pretty good engage here by Power. Like, I do want to commend his fights overall. He has been fighting more efficiently, that is true. But what about the bases? He lost the gold, never retook it. Never retook the gold base. Never got a 5th base back up and running. GgMaChine, he can remax, he can rebuild. Power cannot. Power does have a bank, and he has been having a bit of a harder time spending his resources here. There it is. Massive wave of High Templar. Oh, does find the Stormhost. Not bad. Does find them. Likewise, Zealot drop into the main. Getting a queen. Catching a couple of queens. I mean, this is getting a bit out of hand. Getting every single queen. Oh my god. Which means he can warp in. There's no anti-air. Zealot say dive into the base. They can go for the Lurker Gen as well. These Zealot Rambites have been the MVPs for Power. Sniping base after base. Tech structures as well. Main army tries to push in. Zealots they do run into a force of Spine Crawlers. Still a lot of Lurkers. 14. Massive Storm. That's still 14 Lurkers for GgMaChine. Lurkers, they come in from behind. They hit the mineral line. We'll take a save to the face. And again, Power, he has no easy way to push into this. Earlier we saw some surrounds, but here GgMaChine is up against a wall. Does lunge in, takes down the Archons. And despite the storms, the Lurkers should be able to overwhelm. Lurker save coming in as well. We're running out of storms, 1 High Templar left. And GgMaChine is finally done it. He breaks the base, pushing in towards the natural. And there's just not enough here. There's just not enough here for Power. Again, his economy never really got going. Nice storm. Very nice. Oh my god, he stands in it. The storm was brutal. But at this point, it doesn't matter. 15 probe kills. GgMaChine going in for the kill. Yeah, it does go in for the kill here. Lurker save as well. GG gets called, and GgMaChine, he ties it up 1-1. Whew, he does take down Power. GG. GG, well played. A very, very intense series is what I will say. Very intense, very clutch. There were definitely moments for Power. I do think, though, that Power had a really hard time kind of deciding where he wanted to tech. We saw Stargates, for example, but we never had a fleet beacon. I do think there were opportunities to start working towards Skytoss to have a more just a greater army against Mass Lurker. Never really took to the skies. He just committed with Archon Storm. He never really went into like a second Robo into a Mass Immortal. And again, this kind of army just cannot really push into Lurkers head on. We saw some really nice engagements when it came to surrounds. Like, that's ideal, sure, 100%, where you can like surround the Lurkers, you can come in from multiple angles. But when it comes to like these more upfront engagements, that's where we saw that army kind of crumble there, referring to the Protoss army of Power. GG well played. And hey, they tie things up 1-1, and that is going to lead us into our next round. As a reminder, these are best of 2s, not best of 3s. They're best of 2s, so we're going to leave it at a tied scoreline, and we move on, and we're going to be following Power into his match against YoungYakov. Let's go. We have our next series. We have our next match. So up next is going to be a ZVP. And this is a rematch from last month. As a reminder for those who are maybe tuning in for the first time, this is a monthly tournament for the CIS region. Players, they do come from all around to compete in this. Again, we're excited to see SKillous, as SKillous, he's competing in this for the very first time. Likewise, this is going to be a rematch from last month's tournament, where YoungYakov, he was knocked out of the playoffs by Power. He was knocked out. He was knocked out. Now he has a chance at revenge. Again, Power, he caused a crazy upset last month where he was able to take down YoungYakov in the quarterfinals. YoungYakov, he was destined to face off against Wayne in the finals for a rematch, but that never happened. Never did happen. Un momento. Just asking Power if he is aware of when he joined, if he can let us know when he joined Alien Esports, so we can update that on Wikipedia. We'll let him know. But yeah, do apologize for it showing MilkiCow at the start. Do apologize for that. We did fix it towards the end, thankfully. But there is a delay. There is a stream delay. And I have confirmation that Power, he joined Alien Esports on the 21st. On the 21st. Beautiful. We're going to be updating that on Wikipedia after the tournament, after the stream. We'll be updating. For those who don't know, we did cover it during the podcast this week, but Aragfire did recently join Alien Esports, and I guess Power as well. I guess they are slowly building up a roster of players. So really cool to see that they're back in the scene and that they're supporting some of the young up-and-coming talent in the European region. I do appreciate it. And from here, we're going to be going on. We're going to be going on a break. We're going to be going on a short break here. Vetoes are underway, and when we come back, we will have our next series. We'll have our next best of 2. So again, take this time to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, and get ready for our next match of YoungYakov and Power. See you soon. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Can we? Are we? I have no power here. No, never mind. They might have their whispers turned off. Goddamn. As we are back here with our next series with our best of two, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ley Lines, we have the blue Protoss player representing Alien Esports. It is Power. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player. It is YoungYakov. Here we go. Welcome one and all to rounds. What are we in? We're round three of the group. I think unfortunately, I don't think MilkiCow quite made it into the lobby. If so, if you can hear this message, you're more than you can. Hold on, I'll let him know. You can stream Ducklings Twitch. And just letting him know that he's good to restream us if he so chooses to. You're good to restream, Mindo. You're good to restream. As we are settling in so far, Hatch got full standard opener out of YoungYakov. Likewise, we have our standard opener out of Power as well, going for the gate expand. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It's Gamma time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat, as you have a couple of minutes here to get your predictions going for this best of two. As a reminder, best of two, not a best of three, and not a best of one. And we'll make sure to invite MilkiCow for the next game. Again, he is the organizer of the events. Without Middle, this event would not be happening, whether it's organizing, whether it's funding as well. It's a big part of Firegrow Cup, the man behind it, if you will. So big shout out to MilkiCow. Has been doing a lot of streaming content as of late as well, as Power's being sold. Oh no! Oh, he gets it! He kills the drone! Oh my god, he's crazy! Kills the drone with the perp. That should not have happened, and already Power winning the mental war. Oh my god, the mental. It's over. Hi. YoungYakov now going to be expanding, taking the third base. Likewise, Power soon to be embracing his tech of choice, going for a Stargate. Okay, this time a Stargate opener out of Power. Again, we saw just a really chaotic game between GgMaChine and Power previously on Neon Violet Square. Was very chaotic and was a little bit, yeah, not the most standard of games. We saw Swarmhost play Nidus Worm. We saw just Massark on High Templar. But again, I'm excited to see how these two face off once again. Now that we're loading into a much smaller map and we don't have a disrupted start, we can see Power look a little bit more comfortable. At least I hope so. He's a younger player, and of course, experience or lack of experience can be a factor. YoungYakov has been competing for a very, very long time at almost the highest level. But we'll see. And now Power threatening a shade. Does cancel. Oracle is on the way. We can see YoungYakov getting a full scout. Dipping into the main base. Sees everything in the main. And even does force Power back home. As it ups a shade back. Third base being taken. As Power does move out. Has plenty of energy to work with. Likewise, YoungYakov threatening the third. Does threaten the expansion. YoungYakov, he pulls away. Fast Evo Chamber into +1 melee. So 4-minute Evo Chamber. Going to be a little bit more of a later layer, I would imagine. Meanwhile, Power just getting to a standard follow-up. We have the Twilight Council, we have the Forge, getting to +1 and Blink. Kind of a standard setup here, what we would expect to see. I'm assuming it's going to be +1 and Blink. To be fair, Power, he has been making a great use of charge-based builds and Charge Archon as well. Ooh, as YoungYakov does bait out the Pulsar Beam. Not bad. Does get baited. Overlord Scout coming in. YoungYakov, he does confirm, gets eyes on the Stargate, gets eyes on everything. Should be feeling pretty safe and sound. As he does confirm. Yakov joining up, saturating his bases. If you were here earlier, you would have seen that Yakov went for an all-in every game against SKillous, just non-stop all-ins against Nikita. But here, against Power, we see something very different. We see macro. He's droning, he's saturating, we're calming things down, droning up all the bases. Still no lair here out of YoungYakov, but I'm sure we're getting there soon. For the time being, there we go. Lair is now on the way. Power finally moves out. Ooh, and runs into the Queens. Queens will zone away. Power still not really finding too much damage. Catching tumors. Barely does miss the active tumor. Catching out more. Tipping in between the bases. Catching out 3 drones. Not bad. 3 workers going down. Once again, there we go. Does catch the active tumor. Lings, they come in for a run by. They at least attempt to. Yakov pulling away. Does pull away. We have our Temple Archives. And we're taking up. Now it is going to be Pulse and Blink, but it is going to be working towards Archons and Storm. Again, a very kind of popular transition here amongst the current meta of StarCraft. Thanks to the NG overcharge, I mean, Storms are the go-to nowadays. More so than Colossus, more so than Robotech. So Power just playing pretty standard. Like, despite what we saw last game, I mean, again, it was a lot more chaotic against GgMaChine. Here, we're just looking more comfortable, settling in, clearing up creep, but being active. Likewise, Yakov did not skip roach production. Threatening the army. Threatening the mineral line. Stasis goes off. Power racing back. Does race back. Oh, catching out the Lings. And YoungYakov, he's actually committing behind this. He's cutting workers at 64. Yeah, no drones at the 4th base, or barely any drones. Yakov, he is committing. It's going to be a 3-base all-in. Nice target finding on the Queens. He gets 1. He gets 2. Both Queens go down. No anti-air. Oracles, they activate. They activate their pulsar beams, doing what they can, but no shield batteries. Yeah, no shield battery support here for Power. YoungYakov, he's breaking through. Takes down the Zealous sides on top of the Stalkers. The Wiles do not connect. Nice dodge. Oh, we're running out of roaches. Boys are being pulled away. But the Stalkers are getting surrounded. They're doing what they can. Here comes another warp in. And Power, he holds. He does hold on. Roaches, they bust into the mineral line, but they're not really getting much done. They get a probe. They get 2 probes. Power, he defends. He should. As we're still killing a couple more workers, so we got 5 probes going down. Power has held. Behind this, YoungYakov. Still not droning. Still committing. Yeah, purely Ling Roach Ravager here. As the first all-in may not have done the trick, but now here comes the second. At the same time, Ling Roach in towards the natural. You see Power, he does try to respond. And probes are going down. Late reaction, he probes, he doesn't pull away. Doesn't pull away. Power moving in. Storms are available. Ooh, massive storms. They do connect. Storms, they pop up, but alas, the army is being dove upon. And YoungYakov, it looks like he has too much. Takes down all the workers. 22 probes going down. Oracles, they do focus on the Ravagers. They at least try to, but there's just so many roaches. Behind this, there's nothing left at the natural base. Army does respond. And even if Power cleans up these roaches, the damage, it's already done. It's already been done at this point. From here, Yakov can try to drone up, I want to say. Did he do enough, though? That's the question. Yakov is still on 63. And Power, he gets knocked down to 52. Like, his economy's actually still okay. He lost 20 probes, don't get me wrong. Could be better. We could see a better economy, but Power, he's holding. He's surviving. Dives in. Storm's moving up. Nice storm with the roaches. But he just starts this forward, takes down the High Templar. There's just no army here. Like, we just haven't been able to build up. Here come the reinforcing queens. The creep has arrived. The base is going to go down. Power, he has been broken at this point. He has been broken. Army moves forward. Takes down the Nexus. Oh, the Biles connect. And YoungYakov, he is pushing through. Takes down the base. The Stalkers getting into the mineral line. And Power, he just cannot hold on, not any longer. The initial defense was impressive. The initial defense. But it all went south when he lost the mineral line. When he lost the probes at the natural. GG gets called, and YoungYakov will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played, YoungYakov. Will take a lead in the series. And we will make sure that we get MindoVK into our next one. I do feel bad. He's always very kind when it comes to inviting us. I just assumed. Just assumed. Okay. We're good. With that, YoungYakov does take a lead, but now we get into game 2 here, and we'll see if Power can bounce back. See if can bounce back. Again, wasn't looking too bad in that initial defense from the side of Power. It's just unfortunate he was pulled apart. His attention, I mean. He just lost so much in that natural base. His economy was crippled, and with that, GG. GG, well played. Was torn apart. And I'm curious as to what map we're going to be leading into. I'm curious. Where are we dropping? Where are we dropping? Where are we headed? Also, shout to Complete in the chat. Good to see you. Este Complete. Aye. Good to see you, as always. It is good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, Pappy. Okay, we have our lobby. So we have our lobby. We're good. Oh, I think we're... oh, and game 2 gonna be on Neon Violet Square. Interesting. Okay. Once again, loading into the larger map in the map pool. The largest even. Neon Violet Square, plenty of bases. I mean, we saw what happened between GgMaChine and Power earlier. With what you can get away with. You can rush into the gold. There are plenty of bases to take as well. We could try to take up. I will say that Power, he was a little bit lackluster when it came to taking, when it came to getting into any kind of Skydust composition. He did feel a little bit uncomfortable in that kind of game state. But we'll see if he can find his footing here. Meanwhile, shout out to Quentin in the chat. Baby God, good to see you. Thank you so much for subscribing for 8 months. 8 months. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it. Thank you as always. And I hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Hope you enjoy as we're settling in. We're halfway through the broadcast, really. We're halfway through. For those that are curious, I mean, now is a good time to catch up on the group a little bit because we have a little bit of downtime waiting for our players. But when it comes to the group itself, we are currently in round 3, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check that. Here we go. Yeah, round 2 was updated. Do we have any other results coming in here? Again, there's that 1-1 score of Power and GgMaChine. YoungYakov takes down Replicant 2-0. Likewise, so does Power. We got some 2-0s coming in. MilkiCow and SKillous, they tied up 1-1. That was a series that we casted, and we're here in round 3. We're in round 3. We're halfway through Power versus YoungYakov. That leads into round 4 and then round 5. So 2 more rounds coming up ahead of us. Again, it is a round-robin style format. Everyone plays everyone. Let's go. They all will play each other. And so far the standings are looking as we... Oh, I was gonna say looking as we expected. Technically, Power, he's got a better scoreline than YoungYakov, at least currently. So this is gonna be a pretty important moment here for YoungYakov to actually break up into the top 3. We'll see if he can. Well done. Yeah, we're good. Sorry, there's just some issues when it comes to making the lobby. But should be resolved. There we go. We're good. And tomorrow's going to be Group E. Tomorrow, of course, going to be featuring Group E with Wayne, Rostock, Strange, Nikic, Nicorrect, and Shameless. We'll be all over that tomorrow. We'll be there. I forgot we had this tournament today. Pleasant surprise. Ah. Oh, good, oh, good. For the next 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we have Fire Grow Cup. At the end of every month, we have a Fire Grow Cup. Again, shout out to MilkiCow for hosting the event, for running it, for funding it, for streaming and casting it as well. Big shout out to MilkiCow. Very passionate, very passionate. At one point, he was more of a competitor, more of a pro player, but recently he's been casting a lot more and hosting tournaments, more so than, you know, focusing on competing. Still does sign up in tournaments, don't get me wrong, but has kind of been diversifying a little bit more. So great to see. Supper, hope you've been getting some sleep. I have slept for 6 hours today. Fun fact, so I got 2 hours sleep. 2 hours sleep before the morning cast. What did we cast in the morning? The Enki Christmas Invitational, that's it. So this morning we casted a 4-player invitational. It was Byun, Shin, Xian, and Gumiho. So we casted a 4-player invitational this morning. I got 2 hours sleep before that. After we finished casting that, I got 4 hours sleep. That was leading into Little League Cup. So I slept for 4 hours. Then we casted Little League Cup. And then I had an hour break where I got some food. And then we're here. So that's been the day so far. 3 casts, 6 hours sleep in total. We're good though. I have some coffee. I'm not tired. I got a cup of coffee, a mug of coffee, if you will. So I'm energized. I'm good to go. And we're gonna be casting KSL in how long? Like 7 hours. When is KSL? Calendar. Korean StarCraft League is 2 p.m. my time. 2 p.m. And we got some time. 9 hours. Okay, so in 9 hours time, we're gonna be casting KSL. That's I want to say I can get like a good 6 hours sleep. Let's go. I can. So after this cast, it's gonna be 9 hours until the next cast. Oh. So I should be able to get some proper sleep before KSL. It's an intense weekend. It's an intense weekend in StarCraft. But we should be good. Should be good. The StarCraft doesn't stop here. Doesn't stop. Not on the CranKy Ducklings. We keep going. Keep going. But yeah, so in 9 hours from this message is the KSL, and then we have Little League Cup in the evening. But here we go, we're jumping into our second game. We do apologize for the downtime, but we did have some connectivity issues regarding our players, but we are here, we are good to go. And we're jumping into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neon Valley Square. We have the blue Zerg player leading the series 1-0. It is YoungYakov. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player representing Alien Esports. He recently joined. It is Power. And again, Power is the reason why YoungYakov got knocked out early on in last month's tournament. But now he is down in the series, and YoungYakov, he is here for revenge. Not just for revenge, he's here to make sure that Power does not make it to the playoffs. Not this time. His goal here is to knock him out in the group stage. We'll see if he can. We'll see if he can as well. Welcome on to Near Violet Square. Again, welcome to the largest map of the map pool. And once again, I'm getting deja vu. We are rushing into the gold. The gold base has been taken. We saw this done previously by GgMaChine, and now YoungYakov does the same. It is not uncommon to see the gold base being taken, being rushed into here in this matchup. We see it even amongst the top Korean players as well. Players like Dark, players like Shin, they are more than happy to embrace the gold base real fast, real quick. Power, he is checking. He's going to check, he's going to scout, he's going to confirm. If you recall, last time he saw this, he reacted with a pylon on the high ground and a shield battery. But this time the probe does pull back. This time there's no proxy hatchery, or there's no hatch block. So Power, he will race back home. Does race back. He's setting up. And the pressure is going to be on the Protoss to try to punish this location, to punish this mineral line. We'll see if he can. Otherwise, YoungYakov is going to have a boosted economy coming into this. I can snowball from there. six. Let's go. Beautiful. As there's going to be a Stargate here by Power. Stargate into Oracle. So far, standard opener out of Power. But again, the pressure is going to be on the Oracles to get some economic damage. Lings, they do slip in. Going for the mineral line. Ooh, and they do target one probe. One probe goes down. Nice pickup. Gets a probe. Yes, good to see you, Daftcraft. Daftcraft 3000. Good to see you. As the upside do dip in between the bases. Links into the main. Once again, getting a full scout. No major damage, but a scout nonetheless. As that Ling is looking at no shot. Can he get another? Up, up. That shouldn't happen. Two probes. Two probes go down. Ay, ay, ay. At the same time, looks like Power, he was focusing across the map. Almost killed the drone, but the spore was morphed in. And Power, yeah, losing a bit of momentum early on. Shaves off a couple of Lings. Shaves off a couple. Shades into the gold. Alas is going to be surrounded. YoungYakov defends. Okay, here we go. Does defend. Power setting up for the third base. Expanding towards his opponent. Oracle has arrived. Zooming across the map. What can we get done? So far, we have a Spore and two Queens at the gold. Meanwhile, a Spore and one Queen in the main. Third base has yet to be saturated. The Oracle could potentially catch some transferring workers or even gas mining workers. True. Gonna go for the larva. His drones are morphed in. Power dips in between the bases. Or caught out by the Queens. And that is a Void Ray follow-up. Interesting. I mean, the Void Ray will shut down the Overlords at least. But the Oracle's taken a lot of hull damage. Gets a tumor, unfortunately, a regular tumor. A dormant one, not an active one. This creep is spreading. And Power pulls back. Oh my god. He goes, no, not again. As we get a Ling scout here, Power, he goes Void Ray into Fleet Beacon, into Stargate. The wall is open. The Ling slips in somehow, some way. And Yakov, oh, he saw everything. No. I was looking forward to it. I was like, yo, Tempest Rush. Alas, it all gets denied, it all gets cancelled, and we see a hard switch into Ground Toss instead. It is really cool to see that he is flexible like this, and he does kind of transition, but the problem is how delayed this tech is going to be. So late blink, late +1. Stasis popping off, not quite. Oh, full complete. It's two workers. Two workers get called out. Void Ray rotating. Bartholomew. Oh, the bench. Let's go. The void ray has arrived. He's going for the gas. Gas Geyser is going to go down. No transfuse. Not a bad pickup. Likewise, Oracle into the main. Gets a revelation. But no major damage. Spire is on the way, as to be expected for Corruptors. But remember, there is no Sky Toss. Not this time. Not this time from Power. Storm is going to be on the way. Oh. The Oracle takes a lot of hits. Oh no! The Oracle takes a lot of damage. One more shot away from going down. Alas, does escape. Whew, does get away. Recalls back home. That was clutch. that was close. Does recall back, and here comes the follow-up scout. YoungYakov, before the Spire is even done, he will dive in, he will confirm, hold up, that is not a Stargate, that's not a Fleet Beacon, we instead have a Twilight Council, a Forge, Temple Archive, Storm is on the way, and now YoungYakov, he knows even though he has a Spire, he does not need Corruptors. He could go Muta, true, he could go into Mass Muta, for now embracing Roach Production and Links. He knows it's going to be a ground-based army. Doesn't take his scouting for granted, goes back in. And sees everything. He sees everything he needs to. As YoungYakov is going to be pushing in towards that fourth, or towards the third. Storm is ready. There's a lot of High Templar, but they're also exposed. Yeah, there's not much support. Yakov starts this forward, forces out those Archons. It's going to be forced back though. The Void Ray has arrived. We get the Warp in. Power he holds. Power he does hold. Forces back Yakov. Yakov on the run, bleeding out a lot of roaches. Yeah, that move out not as successful as he was hoping for. Pulls away. Is making a handful of mutas. Interesting. I say a handful. That's a lot. 15! 15 mutas on the way. The army was distracted, and is there anything in the main base? There's nothing in the main. No cannon, no shield battery. Oof. And probes, they're going down. Massive pickups here. 7 probe kills already, getting up to 10. And he's not done. Nowhere near. He's forcing the all-in power. He's had enough. He knows he cannot sustain this. He cannot defend. And he commits. He sends everything across the map, going for a massive warp in here of charge lots. He's got charge, he's got +1, he's got Archons and Storm, catches out the Queen. Queen goes down, Mutas is delivering havoc, and YoungYakov, he might want to turn around with those Mutas. As, oh, we're base trading. Never mind. Instead of turning around, he sends everything across the map. A couple of probes did escape, true. Probes, they did escape. Hidden Nexus on the way. Lings, they flood in. And we're going full base trade mode. Let's go. Spine Crawlers are about to finish. Army dives in. Boys being pulled away. Nice Storm. Catching out those workers. Spine Crawlers go down. But all the bases are all under fire. They are all flashing. And Mutas, they can find that hidden base. Likewise, drones. Oh, sorry. Links are scouting. Drones, they do try to escape. Some of them do. Some of them make it out. Supplies are actually getting quite close. As Yakov, he is looking for those bases. He needs to throw down. He needs to throw down his own. He needs a hatchery. There we go. Hatchery has been thrown down. Bases are falling. There's still the gold. I mean, the gold base is about to go down. Likewise, top right as well. And Yakov, he will destroy all these buildings. And honestly, it's not going to take long at all for him to find this. Like, the mutas are a big factor. Like, they're so mobile. They're so quick when it comes to scouting, when it comes to maneuvering. On the one hand, yes, power, he is destroying all these buildings. But on the other hand, he has not found that hatchery. Yeah, Yakov, he's actually going to fight. Oh my, he's crazy. He doesn't need to. He turns around to fight. Turns around to engage. That's a lot of Archons. That's a lot of Storm. Yeah, Yakov doesn't have to be here. Oh. One meter goes down. Yakov, he's looking for the base. The prism. No. Prism under fire. Not quite. Oh, mass storms on the mutas. Oh my god. Storms a too crazy army, but he found it. He found the base, the final building. That's all that's left. Not like this. And the next, it's gonna go down. There's no saving this. Oh, he throws just in time. He throws out a Nexus. We can go for the dive. He can go for the dive. He dives in. Where's the storm? Oh my god. It's gonna be close. He gets it. GG, and YoungYakov through elimination kills the final building, and Yakov will take the 2-0. GG. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played, Yakov. He will get the 2-0. Will take down Power. Will get his revenge. That was I want to say closer than it needed to be honest. That was that was very tense, very close. Went down to the final hatchery and the final Nexus. GG, well played. Yakov will claim it, and with that, Yakov will get the 2-0 here in round 3. And the question becomes, who's up next in round 4? Do we have updates? What's going on? We are here to find out as we switch our scenes over and catch up on the brackets. Let's go. Let's refresh and catch up on what's been going on. We do have the third round concluding. Third round does conclude. Replicant and MilkiCow, they go 1-1. SKillous takes down GgMaChine 2-0. And we have round 4 upon us. SKillous versus Replicant, MilkiCow versus Power, and YoungYakov versus GgMaChine. I'm tempted for the ZVZ, not gonna lie, I'm very tempted. But at the same time, I did want to feature some Replicant as well. I know he's a more unique player here, and I want to believe he can do well for himself. I know he was late to arrive, and I think he's at the bottom of the standings. Yeah, he has been struggling in these standings, but he has gained some momentum by taking down MilkiCow, true. Did gain a bit of momentum. And actually, it looks like they might already be in game. Yeah, never mind. It looks like the round has commenced. It looks like Replicant and SKillous are already in game, so I might as well jump on a different matchup. We have 2 more series ready for us here. We're going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we will have round 4 ready for us. I'm a little bit torn. I think that YoungYakov versus GgMaChine is going to be a lot of fun. At the same time, like, have we had enough MilkiCow action? Like, he's a fun player. MilkiCow is a fun player, so I do want to feature him if possible as well. Actually, well, we'll go for GgMaChine. Yeah. No. Yes. God, I'm so torn. I'm so torn. I want to cast everyone. We'll go for the ZVZ. We'll go for the ZVZ because the reason for this is because I haven't casted Replicant yet today, and I do want to cast him, and because he's already in series against SKillous, that means that we have to cast GgMaChine versus Replicant at the end, I think. We'll figure it out. For now, we're going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have round 4. We're nearing the end of the broadcast, the end of the group. We're getting there. See you soon. welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Fire Group Cup number 6, Group A. And we have a treat for you. I was ready. I was excited to jump into a ZVZ, but it is anything but. We have avoided the mirror matchup in more ways than one. Here we go. It's going to be a ZVP instead. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the purple Zerg player. Ooh, the purple Zerg. It is GgMaChine, the young prodigy himself. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Protoss. He's now playing his main race. He has cast aside the off race that is his Zerg, and he's now embracing his main race. It is the blue Protoss. It is YoungYakov. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck, as this is a best of 2. And there are 3 options, either a 2-0 in either direction or a 1-1 score. And I'll be honest, I have no idea what to predict. Pull first, by the way. I have no idea what to predict because I have actually never seen YoungYakov's Protoss before. He is joining one of the plethora of players that have been playing Protoss instead of their main races to avoid mirror matchups. It has been a very trendy thing to do. As of late, of course, we had the stock standard, Clem playing Protoss, Raynor playing Protoss, but in more recent times, we've had Oliveira playing Protoss before his retirement. We even had Dark playing Protoss yesterday. Actually, all week Dark has been playing Protoss as well. A lot of Protoss, Mappy, and YoungYakov doing the same. Let's go. We are here. It is time to Protoss it up, and yeah, I don't really know how he scales. Like, I don't really know how he compares to GgMaChine. I wanna say that I would have favored GgMaChine in this matchup, but I can't say that with full certainty. Oh boy. As he does move out with those initial lings. Let's move out across the map. Back at home, YoungYakov setting up. That's a second Cybercore. Okay, he's walling off. He's walling off. He's buying time for the Adept. Sorry, I was just a little bit perplexed. But I need to have faith. I need to have faith here. As he's just buying time. We should be forcing a cancel. There it is. There's a cancel. Lings, they do flood in though. Uh-oh. Lings, they have arrived. Adept makes it out, but Lings, they bust into the mineral line. Probes are going to be going down. Or are they? How good is the drone drilling? The probe drilling here of YoungYakov. 1 probe goes down. 2 probes even. 2 workers. Oh, the surround! Oh my god. Whew. Almost gets the surround. Stargate opener here by YoungYakov. So far, shaving off a Ling. Does shave off the Ling. Forcing GgMaChine back. And he should be cleaned up. Should be cleaned up here. Behind this third base now being taken by GgMaChine. Going for the probe. Doesn't get it. Yakov holds. Yakov, he does hold. And with this, he can go into his standard opener, into Oracle, into a third base. Into our standard setup. Meanwhile, GgMaChine, what do we have going on? So far, nothing too crazy. Hasn't pulled back. He hasn't pulled back into gas. Droning up his bases, saturating his natural, settling in. Here we go. As we settle into our bases. And I'm curious to see how YoungYakov does play this out. Is he going to go into a standard game into +1 and blink? I mean, most players that do off races Protoss do embrace just standard play. Standard openers at least. They don't really mix it up too much. In the mid game, that's where they can turn into animals and go into charge-based follow-ups, or they can go into like 8-gate all-ins. Some of them enjoy just rushing into Skytoss. That is an earlier Twilight Council. An earlier Twilight Council. Does he throw down a gateway or a forge as he's on patrol? Oracle dips in, +1 melee on the way. Oracle is deflected. So far, GgMaChine is holding his own. Hasn't had any losses here, and there is no forge. Are we going to Glaives? Are we going for Glaives or early blink? What's it going to be? Glaives would be to be more aggressive, more assertive. Early blink to be ready here for an all-in. Speaking of, that's an early Baneling Nest. We're going for a Bane Bust. I'm feeling a Bane Bust here. Early blink is the answer for YoungYakov. Oh, the surround! Ahead F's not quite in position. Lings, they get a full surround. They get 1, they get 2. They get all 3 adepts. 3 adepts do fall. Hatchery under fire as well. Oracles, they will clean this up. And they force GgMaChine back. Force him back home. More gateways on the way. This is going to be a... Jesus, this is going to be a 6-gate setup. And I'm curious if we see 2 more. Is this the beginning of an 8-gate 3-base all-in? Meanwhile, Bathing Nest is done, but the GgMaChine, he's not making links. He's droning. That's a kill to cancel. GgMaChine, he's droning up, taking gases, taking up into the lair, taking up into Hydras. So GgMaChine is going for a longer game state. This Bathing Nest would have been ready for Adepts, but alas, there are none. And where do we go from here? What's the plan? Ah. We shall see. As we can see, GgMaChine is making 20 more lings, plus 2 melees on the way. No tech yet, but he has the gas for it. There it is. There's that Hydra then. Getting to Lingbane Hydra. YoungYakov moving out. Moving out with a hefty army. Catching out the Banelings. We'll shut them down. And YoungYakov, he takes gases. Okay, this is the answer here. He's taking gases, which means he's taking up in towards either Storm or Colossus. Taking up even further. Meanwhile, shout out to Tater Tutor in the chat for the gifted subs. Oh my god, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gift. To Pi, actually. Oh my god, the biggest Bassos fan out there. Big shout out to Pi. Lovely person. Was able to interact with them earlier this year. Pi, big Bassos fan, and does drop by every now and then. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Ooh, as Banelings are called out. Yakov, he does race back, setting up another stasis. I think it might just be triggered too prematurely. Ooh, Banelings, they do break out. Oh, they try to. Yakov does activate the beams, shuts down the Banelings, forces back the Lings. Across the map, he's going to try to commit, but Hydra's have arrived. The base goes down. Massive pickoff. Takes down the expansion. The stasis traps. Oh my god, once again. Catching at the Lings. GgMaChine is trying to hold on. Is trying. Massing on more Ling Hydra. Yakov focusing on catching out those things. Nope, pulling back completely. Does retreat. Respects the army. Another stasis. They just keep popping off. But doesn't quite try to punish this army. Instead, Yakov, he backs off, gets a 4th base, and he is taking into Storm. As we mentioned, seeing the gas guys was the tell that he was going to be taking up even further. We have the answer, of course, into Storm, into High Templar, into Archons. Is building up towards a longer game state. And again, as I mentioned before, like this is usually where a lot of players that off-race do thrive. They're not afraid to get into the mid-game or late game to have fun with Storm and have fun with Skytoss. They enjoy it. I don't blame them. As that is 30 Banelings. Oh my god. 30 Banelings on the way. Ling's trying to force a cancel. And we'll see if YoungYakov can make it to Storm. Storm a couple of seconds away. Is about to finish. GgMaChine moving in. There we go. Baneling speed does complete. Shows their Storms. Good connections. Very nice connections. They shut down the Banelings. Yakov moving forward. Oof. Storm once again zoning away. And I'm not much more concerned for GgMaChine. Now he's droning. Infestation bit. Late tech for the Zerg. He was intending to end the game then and there. And wasn't able to. You can see here 17 drones in production. And there are still more storms available. Oof. Storms, they pop up. Banelings once again making their way towards the mineral line. This time they get in. No reaction. No response. Oof. Probes go down. 18 workers. 920. 20 probe kills. YoungYakov not paying attention for one moment. That was the moment that GgMaChine needed. The machine. He needed that moment. Catching up the army. Knocking down the zealots. Yakov moving out. As Machine is getting ready for another run by, another bailing setup. Meanwhile, Invisation's done. Lurker Dent's on the way. Hive is on the way. Still in production though. Spain is rolling once again. And once again, no reaction to 11 more probe kills. Storms a zone, no major connections. And YoungYakov, he's that much more committed. He needs to deal critical damage. Bailings, they just keep rolling in. We attempt this around. At Temple, they survive. Storms on the Hydras, massive connections. 12 probe kills. Probes are falling. YoungYakov, he's all in. At Temple gets caught out. And I think that's the final storm. The final storm for Yakov. Now it's only the Archon. Now it's only Stalkers. Another Archon morphing in. Reinforcements have arrived. There's the NG overcharge. There's another storm. But Yakov needs more damage. He's been trading, that is true, but the Lurkers are on the way, and he has no answer. This is not the army here to dive into a Lurker line. It's not going to happen. Lings, they hit the 4th. Lurkers reposition. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for GgMaChine. As he's got +3 attack on the way. He's got Lurker range on the way. He has an economy. He has production. I can't say the same for YoungYakov. Zealots peel off. They run into Hydras. Yakov trying to rotate. GgMaChine, he takes note. Does take notice. Storm zones. Lings into the mid-line. More probes going down. Okay, more damage done. 13 probe kills. I mean, Yakov barely has any works to begin with. It's like just forcing the all-in even more. And we're just waiting to commit, waiting for that moment. Here comes the surround, attempted surround even. High Templar do fall. Lings, they collapse on the Archons. He gets one. There's one Archon left. And just purely Blink Stalker from here. And GgMaChine, he has done it. He has done it. There were some rough moments, not gonna lie. There were some very nice storms. And stasis traps. Still more storms available. Oh my god, the storms, they continue. That's Revelation. And GgMaChine dives in. Oof. And this is his one chance. Takes down most of the Lurkers. Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Okay. I see you. Has no detection, unfortunately. He has no observer. No observer. No oracle. He needs some way to deal with these Lurkers. 5 Lurkers morphing in. Lings, they come in for a surround. The High Templar, they're exposed. Yeah, High Templar, they do full. Force them morphing to Archons once again. Lings, they clean up, and it looks like GgMaChine again. He has done it. We'll lose bases. We'll lose drones. But 0 detection. What do you do against the Lunkers? There's nothing. GG gets called, and GgMaChine, he takes game number 1. Whew. Oh my god. GG. A very clutch game. It does take it though. Honestly, I'm impressed. I'm impressed by YoungYakov's Protoss. I do think he had some very nice moments. Unfortunately, he wasn't quite able to keep up with the Ling run-bys. More importantly, the Baneling run-bys. The Baneling run-bys did catch him off guard. I want to say like 3 times in a row. Like 3 times in a row. Mineral line after mineral line after mineral line. They just kept going down. And it allowed GgMaChine to gain control and to force the all-in. To force the all-in from YoungYakov. And the question becomes, is Yakov going to commit to Protoss or does he switch to Zerg? I'm hoping he commits. I'm hoping he does commit. Yeah, let's go. Yakov, he shows no fear. I mean, it was a close game, so he should be feeling pretty confident, or at least pretty confident that he can take it here. It was not one-sided. We're getting into Ultra Love for game number 2. And again, Yakov, no fear, pappy. He commits to the Protoss. Let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the purple Zerg player. We have the purple Zerg, who representing himself, leading the series 1-0. It is GgMaChine. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. We have the red Protoss down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. He's playing his main race. It is YoungYakov. Here we go. As Yakov moves out. GgMaChine settling in, setting up for a hatch gas pool. Oh, yo, we have the light bulb. Let's go. We have the light. Do love to see it. And so far this time, gonna be a hatch gas pool. Sorry, my apologies. I was a little bit distracted. But now we can focus in. We can dial in here. And again, GgMaChine able to take a lead in the series. Again, I was definitely impressed by YoungYakov, his ability to get into the mid game and get into that kind of composition. But at the end of the day, the attention was the issue here. The attention span of YoungYakov was spread thin due to the run buys, the counter attacks. That is where GgMaChine did thrive. That's where he did excel over YoungYakov. Now, I'm sure he's aware, and we'll see how he responds. Most likely SimCity, really just SimCity to wall off locations to make it more difficult for Banelings to really get in. Site defense as well, maybe some station traps constantly being set up. There are definitely ways to mitigate that and to make up for, you know, your otherwise lack of attention span to keep up with the non-stop run-bys and counterattacks. It is possible. We'll see though. Potentially YoungYakov might take a different approach and might take a more aggressive approach instead. It is possible. We'll see. So now it is going to be committing. Does commit to the shade. Threatens the mineral lines. Threatening for the time being, getting a drone kill. Yeah, just the one drone going down so far. Outside of that, behind this, it's going to be a Stargate opening into Oracle. GgMaChine allowing the spore to finish. Going to be one spore here in the natural. Queens are massing up as well to defend the mineral lines, to protect the bases, and to make sure that everything is safe and sound. Here we go. Yakov moves out to expand, getting the third. Taking the third base. Getting it set up. And do we once again take up into a Twilight Council and Forge? Do we work towards a Blink? What do we get into? GgMaChine back at him, going for the Evo Chamber, +1. +1 is going to be on the way. Into +1 melee, into Lings, into Hydras most likely. Similar setup here, just Ling Hydra into Ultras is what we're expecting from GgMaChine. Really, my eyes are on YoungYakov to see how he does mix it up. Oh, as the Oracle does not quite get a drone. Quick morph-ins. Oh, there we go. One drone goes down. Just the one. And once again, no Forge. So delayed Forge by YoungYakov, faster Blink. Same opener we saw in Game 1. So just really fast Blink and delayed upgrades. It does mean that YoungYakov can be active early on and can move out. Speaking of, he is. He's going to be moving out across the map. Lings, they engage, the collapse on the army. Picking up some adepts, catching out some stalkers. Very nice because Blink is not ready. And another stalker gets caught out. YoungYakov just a little bit too excited. A little bit too cavalier, being out here ahead of time. He really just couldn't be active, not like that. Bleeding out a lot of units early on. And behind this GgMaChine, just getting in the base. Getting a fourth base, droning. Hydra Den is on the way, as we mentioned. Again, Lings into Hydras. Does reinforce with 20 more Lings. And once again, is headed towards that expansion. Blink is still not done. We'll take a stace to the face. I start stepping with the oracles, picking up more Lings. Forcing GgMaChine back. Things are being active. Fourth base on the way. YoungYakov actually being more defensive here. Blink is finally finishing up, so now YoungYakov can be safely more active, as he has that defensive mechanic. Oracles, they catch a queen. Do pick up a queen. Remember, Blink is done. Does get away. More soldiers are amassing with a surround. The Lings, they collapse on the army. They take down, what, 3-4 stalkers. The Oracles, they just go to town on the Lings, though. Still a better trade for GgMaChine, trading out minerals for gas. Does trade well. So we see GgMaChine once again just keeping tabs here on the army. And as opposed to the previous game, yes, there are a lot of gateways, a lot of stalkers to be active, but we're still getting a fourth base, getting it saturated. Bit of a slower approach this time from YoungYakov. Much slower approach. GgMaChine trying to catch him out. Oh, trying to, I should say. Does get a couple of stalkers. A couple of stalkers go down, and throughout this entire time, GgMaChine droning up, teching as well. Here comes the hive, here comes the lurker den. Both players taking up towards a 4-base economy and working towards a greater kind of army here. I believe there's no storm though. Yeah, no storm. Just a gateway composition for YoungYakov. And I'm a little bit concerned for him here because lurkers are going to be online momentarily, and there's still no good answer for them. There's no Temple Archives. Not yet. No splash damage, whether it's a Robo and Colossus or Temple Archives for Storm. We need something. If not, YoungYakov is just going to be outscaled. Like, this army that he's working with has a bit of an expiration date. For now, it's fine, because there's no lurkers, but once they start morphing in, we need something else. But now the Hydras are exposed. Okay. Not about engaged, but Lings are coming in. Yakov falls away. Lings, they attempt to run by. They do hit the fourth. Stalkers are gaining ground. Stalkers are gaining ground. Hiding back. Charge, let's say commit. Baits out the stage traps. No major connections. There's still 3 more stasis. Sorry, 2 more. Yeah, 3, 4 by the stasis traps. They just keep going. I was like, oh, there's still like 1 more behind this. Number 2, 3, 4. Stasis traps for days. Lurkers are morphing in. Does force half of them to be cancelled at least. But for the most part, GgMaChine is holding his own. And again, this is such a late Temple Archives. The tech is so late. They're going to be collapsing forward. Lurkers morphing in. GgMaChine is going to commit. Oh. Lowering those Lurkers. And again, there's no Immortals, there's no high-tech units, it's just Stalker. And how do we fight this? I mean, nice detection. Revelation on the Lurkers. Some of them are exposed. Lurkers are going down. At least some of them are. But there's no Observer. Oh no, two of them! He can't see. He cannot see. He gets shut down. Stalkers are falling left and right, and GgMaChine is stumbling out of control. He's doing it. He's pushing in. Send it, papi. Duh. And unfortunately, YoungYakov, he got stuck on Stalkers too long. He got stuck on Stalkers for far too long. Never got into anything else. And once the Lurkers arrive, I mean, there is no answer. Revelations, they help somewhat here, and some of the Lurkers are focused. But the others, they just keep pushing. They just keep pushing in. He's a machine. Ah. And he's looking for the GG. The Lurkers are going to be cleaned up. Just barely one survives. Reinforcements rallying across the map. GG gets called, and GgMaChine will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. Well, I say next round. Leading into round 5. GG. GG. I feel like the letters GG have lost all meaning. Not gonna lie. But he will take the 2-0 here, showing and proving that, you know, YoungYakov's Protoss is good, but you know, to embrace Protoss here against GgMaChine, clearly not quite up to snuff, not quite up to par. Regardless, I do believe that YoungYakov's standing is good enough for him to take a loss here and still make it out of the groups. I hope so. It'll be kind of awkward if we find out that might cost him placement in the group. We'll see. We shall see as this leads us into the rest of the brackets. Let's catch up. Let's find out what's been going on as the round has been underway. Scrolling down here, we have round 4. So GgMaChine gets a 2-0 over YoungYakov. Looking at the standings here, YoungYakov, he can afford a loss here and there, but I mean, Power's right behind him. Like the upper echelons of Group A here, like Power, he's not too far behind. If Power can get some wins, he can actually overtake YoungYakov, as this means YoungYakov is going to be 4-4. He's going to be 4-4, and Power, he's playing against MilkiCow, and I can see a world where Power can take some maps or even take the series. So it's not clear cuts. Unfortunately, when it comes to the standings, I believe GgMaChine and Replicant cannot make it through. I don't think, like, mathematically they can actually advance on. I could be mistaken, but I don't think they... It's looking very unlikely. Very unlikely for GgMaChine and Replicant. But for the other players, it's still not entirely set in stone. So with that, Power still has a chance to make it through. Again, he's mid-series against MilkiCow. I believe that's being casted by MinoVK. And we will soon be able to get into that final round. Round 5. Now, I was going to cast GgMaChine and Replicant, but the reality is that, because I haven't had the luxury of casting Replicant at all here today, but the reality is that they're both at the bottom of the standings. Like, there is less weight behind this series. I would love to cast them, I want to cast them, but looking back at the standings and looking back at the group, it would make sense if we, like, calm things down a little bit here, and if we focus on, you know, who can actually make it through the group and who doesn't. Because the standings are so close between YoungYakov, MilkiCow, and Power, I should focus on them. And that means that last series, Yakov versus MilkiCow. That should be our focus, because they are neck and neck to make it out or to not out of Group A. So coming up next into round 5, that should be our series. That should be our next match. Should be our next match. Meanwhile, as we're settling in, a big shout out to... big shout out to ChickerDD. Oh my god. Yeah, sorry, ChickerDDD. There we go. Thank you so much for the gifted subs to the community. God, baby God, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Oh my god, to Smart Shaded, to oh god, to Psychus, Sirius Black, I am Mr. Wiggles, and Oscar Neri. There we go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it. God. Hold on. We appreciate the support. As always, hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy everything here. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. As we handle those payouts and get ready for the final round. For now, though, we have some downtime. For now, we're going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a break here, and when we return... Oh, wanted to give because I respect and appreciate your grind. Oh, thank you, thank you. That's what we bring to the table here. That's we have the stamina, Pap. We have the stamina. Thank you, thank you. We appreciate the support and thank you for taking notice as well. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. The broadcast is nearing its end, though. We are nearing the end of the groups. There are only a couple of rounds left for tonight's broadcast. If you want to tune in some more StarCraft, though, we have you covered. Speaking of that grind, I mentioned this before, but you can see it here in the schedule. Currently on the schedule, we're at Saturday morning, 1 a.m. KST, which we are wrapping up the Firegrow Cup. Later on here, in a couple of hours' time, we're going to be live with the KSL. The Korean StarCraft League is going to be at 12 p.m. KST. That is at 2 p.m. my time. That's going to be in, what, 5, 6, 7, 8? 8 hours. In around 8 hours. In around 8 hours' time, we're going to be live with the KSL. I should be able to get some proper sleep, though, before the KSL, but that's going to be upon us. And we still have Day 2 of Firegrow Cup tomorrow. We have Day 3 of Firegrow Cup, and we also have Little League Cup as well. As you can see, the schedule is full. We got plenty of casting to come. It's all there. And if you can't watch anything live, check out our YouTube. We also stream on YouTube, so all the VODs are also on YouTube as well. So you can check them out there if you wish. Otherwise, thank you for appreciating us. We appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. It's because of all the support that we get in the chat that we're able to host our events and run our tournaments and do this as often as we do. Likewise, pay for graphics and pay for even some assets as well. Shout out to Shura for, we commissioned all the emotes and we love the emotes. They're beautiful, they're amazing. All the logos as well. Like this, for example, the logos for all of our tournaments, the tuna, the swan, the duck, all commissioned, all thanks to the money that we make through like Twitch subs, through subscriptions as well. So thank you. All gets put to good use. Otherwise, we're going to be going on a short break. We are waiting for some of the other matches to finish, and then we'll be jumping into the final round of Group A. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the final round of the Fire Grow Cup number 6, Group A. The first day of the main event of Fire Grow Cup. Again, this is a monthly tournament for the CIS region, and we are nearing the end of the broadcast. The final best of two is upon us, and here we go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the Red Terran player representing 3D Clan. It is MilkiCow, aka milking cows. SMH my head. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player. Now off racing a Zerg, Kappa, no longer Protoss. It is YoungYakov. And I need a moment here to catch up on the Wikipedia page itself on the bracket, because again, these two are neck and neck when it comes to standings. Ooh, and actually, I should say MilkiCow currently is in second place when it comes to standings, and YoungYakov is tied with Power for third. So if Power wins his matches in round 5, Power's up against SKillous. To be fair, it's gonna be crazy. But if Power can get a positive score, if YoungYakov gets a negative score, then we could see YoungYakov fail to make it into the playoffs, which would be crazy. Also, CC first. Speaking of crazy, we're popping up. CC first out of it. He's on Whispers of Gold, might I add. That's insane. there's just so much to get into. Before I gotta hit this off, predictions are open. Predictions are open. Place your bets while you can, as predictions, I believe, are about to close. So make sure you get your gambler going while you can. Otherwise, there's just so much to get into here. CC first, hyper greedy play out of MilkiCow. MilkiCow, he is known for being crazy, by the way. He's known for aggressive builds and all-ins and being very much so in your face. He is not known for macro, not except for TVT. TVT is different, but he is not known for macro, so to see him open up in such a fashion is an interesting one. CC first into a 2-ranks opener. Overlord does confirm, but at this point it's too early to really punish here. YoungYakov with a standard opener will be able to do nothing here to disrupt the build of MilkiCow. MilkiCow, he's CC first into Raxes, into add-ons. 0 units. 0 units here to defend. You thought Spirit was greedy, mate. You ain't seen nothing yet. Milk those cows. Aye. As I said again, also a big shout to Complete in the chat for gifting a sub to Chickadee D as well. Thank you so much for gifting a sub, and thank you so much for the gifts and subs earlier as well. We do appreciate it. Just catching up in the chat, as it has been far too long. I found you when you casted Cheeseadelphia back in summer. I'm in Philly and it was my first local LAN, and your cast was all on all the screens in the venue. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, good times. We're always there for the NA scene. Of course, we were there, of course, to cheer for Dolan. He was our boy, of course. But on top of that, we're always happy to shed some light on the NA scene and the NA talent. Despite the fact that, I don't know if you knew this, but I'm based in Australia. But despite that, you know, we have a lot of close ties to like the NA region, just because, especially a couple of years ago, we used to host and cast a lot of the NA tournaments, like a lot of the NA weekly cups. There was a weekly tournament called Battle of the Americas. There was a weekly tournament for Apprentice. It was the NA Apprentice Cup from Apprentice Esports. Like, a lot of close ties with the NA boys. Yeah, we're always happy to cover them. For now though, 2-1-1. 2-1-1 at Starport before the third CC as well. So really greedy economic start into an aggressive build here from MilkiCow. Meanwhile, YoungYakov just going hatch gospel into a third base droning. Nothing crazy from YoungYakov, but some very wild moves out of MilkiCow. Catching up. I really like the TLDR summaries of the series, especially when I zone out whilst watching. It happens a lot. Oh, it's all good. We do our best. It's all good. Try to be friendly for those that are tuning in. Try to make sure everyone's on the same page as to what's happening and what's going on. All good. That's a third Rax. This looks like a 2-base all-in. This looks like the beginning of a 2-base all-in. So again, hyper greed initially leading into 2-base all-in. YoungYakov back at home hasn't really seen too much. He's trying to get a scout off. He sees the Raxes, but that's all he sees. Back and forth, a hatchery on the way, getting to a Bailey Nest. Safe play to YoungYakov. The Bailey Nest first is designed to defend against a Hellbat push. I would say that this is maybe a little bit too safe and secure. We could get away with a faster lair. It's going to be a lair after the Bailey Nest. What does this mean? This means that bailing speed is going to be delayed, as we have to wait for the lair to finish first. So delayed bailing speed. MilkiCow is going to be active. Is moving out. Does move out across the map. Likewise, building up his tank count. One eBay chamber, sorry, one eBay for +1. Double drop towards the main. But I'm also jealous you went to a land. That's exciting. Really exciting. Lands are a little bit more of a rarity nowadays, so happy you got to go to one. Meanwhile, the bio army does start to step in. Shaving off lings, diving on the queens. Oh, getting one. Almost two. Matter of fact, they barely do escape. MilkiCow, he pulls out. Rotates over towards the fourth. Oh, diving the expansion does force a cancel. And again, no bailing speed. Bailings themselves are a little bit more delayed. Now, bearing in mind, this is not a dedicated push yet. The push is coming up behind this. As MilkiCow is building up more tanks, more bio, getting into combat shields. And that is a third CC. Very late third base, but a third base nonetheless. This tells us that MilkiCow is not all in, but still hyper committed. As they're waiting for the secondary push. Here come the reinforcements. Here comes the rest of the bio. MilkiCow catching an overlord. Getting an expansion. Pulls away. Does pull away. YoungYakov trying to keep up. Bailing speed has now begun. Same with the upgrades, but I will say that these upgrades, they feel quite late. MilkiCow can dive in. Sims the forward, takes down a tumor. Oh. Takes down the tumors, pushing in towards the expansion. And once again, the fourth base is under fire. YoungYakov is going to lose the fourth base again. He's already lost it once. Yeah, he will. He will lose the expansion. MilkiCow getting a little bit greedy. The tank is very exposed. Ooh, tank goes down. Massive pickup. Down to one tank. But he does kill the hatchery. Does kill the fourth. For the second time. YoungYakov going for a counterattack. Going for a run-by. The wall is solid. Plenty of Marines in position. And MilkiCow does get a queen. Does catch queen. Ling counterattack is deflected. Racing back home, getting ready for a surround. MilkiCow, he knows. And he's ready for it. The tank is going to fall. And YoungYakov, he survives. He defends. Takes down the tank. Deflects the army. But what's important here, still on 3 bases. YoungYakov is still stuck on 3 bases. YoungYakov is falling behind economically. Again, typically a Zerg player wants to be up a base because of mules, right? The Terran player, even if you're even on workers, mules are a big factor, so the Terran is now currently up ahead in the economy. Wants to pick up. Wants to get away. But he does have the greater economy. The ground-by is attempted, but there are Marines in position. I'll pick up. Lings are breaking through. But plenty of reinforcements. And the Lings, they're not getting enough done. They head towards the middle line. They go for the tank. The tank. Ooh, is lifted. I'll pick up here from MilkiCow. Saves the tank. Shuts down the Lings. Meanwhile, reinforcements, they hit the third. Yeah, he's committing in. Bailey's crashing forward as well. But boys, they pull away in time. The Bailings. Oh, the splits. The last second splits here by MilkiCow. He pulls away. Shuts down the Bailings. And he defends. He holds. He defends. He shuts down the army. He can retake his third base. It's up and running. And YoungYakov, he's not been droning. He's not been droning. YoungYakov, he's falling further and further behind. He's all in. At this point, he's becoming more all in. Down to 52 drones. Has less than a 3-base economy here for the Zerg. MilkiCow is on 67. He's oversaturated. 4th CC's on the way. Ling run-by is attempted. MilkiCow, he rotates. Heading towards the bases. Oh. Does head towards the army. Denies the base. Dives on the queens. So far, forcing transfuse. Just forcing out the transfuses. YoungYakov, he is still not really droning. He made 2 workers. Up to 54. Still barely an economy. Does go for the run-bys, but there are reinforcements back at home. The production is going to be enough. MilkiCow defends. Fourth base is almost done. And he just doom drops into the main. He commits. He dives in. Oh, he tries to. Spores do make it a little bit awkward. Medevacs are very low. Despite that, Gas is going down. Forces to make up. Does get away. Here come the reinforcements towards the fourth. And he wants it for a third time. He wants the fourth base. Not again. He wants the expansion. The army is overstimmed and the medevacs, they're out of energy. True. MilkiCow has just been so active and so aggressive that the medevacs, they just cannot keep up. As he boosts up, he picks up, he boosts once again. Into the main. Pulls back, oh no! Pulls back the weakened medevac, just barely survives. Yeah, barely does survive. 4 HP, 1 shot away from going down. And YoungYakov, he just goes for a counterattack. He commits 21 SCVs going down. Massive pickoffs here at the third. Takes down the full mineral line. But yeah, MilkiCow, he just dives in. Takes down 3 overlords, going for the lair. The main base is gonna fall. The 5th base as well. Everything's on fire. Ooh, will take the base to the face though. No splits. Very nice fight from YoungYakov. Despite that, they're still losing bases. That was the best engagement we've seen so far from YoungYakov, but still not good enough. As MilkiCow is just rallying in. There's 1 bailing left. Only the 1 bailing. YoungYakov, he just cannot sustain these losses. Oh. MilkiCow turns around for a moment. Did turn around. Pulls back, consulting his army. Gee, these medevacs are so low. Has he lost a medevac so far? 4, okay. Oh, and about to lose more. Medevac gets sniped. MilkiCow stimming in, setting up the Widow Mines. Will commit. YoungYakov, he attempts to surround. Comes in from behind. Not a bad engage here from YoungYakov. Well, the bailings of massive connections. The splits were lackluster. YoungYakov, he takes a fight. Not bad. Catching out medevacs. MilkiCow, he's in trouble. Losing 2 more medevacs. And there's not really much at home to defend. YoungYakov, he might have been desperate, but I mean, he's trading well. Oh, not into the tank though. Not into this tank. Hydras do full. Expensive losses for YoungYakov. The mine shot, the Widow Mines, they were not cleaned up. Widow Mines resetting. GG gets called as YoungYakov, he runs out of steam. And MilkiCow takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Does take game 1, does take a lead in the series. Oh my god, very intense game, very intense back and forth. For the most part, MilkiCow, he was in the driver's seat, but I will say that YoungYakov, he had a good moment towards the end. He had a very strong fight where he was able to collapse on the army from multiple angles, basically set up a surround. Very impressive there by YoungYakov. Despite that, because he was losing bases and workers and mineral lines, he was all in. Like, that was all he had then and there, and by the end, he ran out of steam, he lost his main army, and with that, GG. GG, well played. MilkiCow takes a lead in the series, and now we are jumping into game number 2. We're getting into game 2. Waiting for the map of choice. We are going to be waiting for that map. Go. Oh, it's going to be on Abyssal Reef for the first time today, actually. For the first time. And we'll see how the story ends. Here we go. You can hear the beeps. We have our players. As a reminder, this is going to be the final game of the broadcast, actually, as this is a best of 2, not a best of 3. Best of 2. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Abyssal Reef, we have the red Terran player representing 3D Clan, leading the series 1-0. It is MilkiCow. Looking strong so far in this group. Can he go the distance? Can he make it out in second place? As spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player going for a 12 pool. He's also within range of making out of the group, but he needs to fight back. He needs a point on the board. It is YoungYakov. The standings are very close between YoungYakov and Power. He needs a win here. If not, I'm concerned. I'm concerned for our Zerg player. Checking some of these results here. I mean, to be fair, YoungYakov, even if he goes down 0-2, if Power doesn't take a game off of SKillous, then I think YoungYakov still makes it through because of the head-to-head. But still, it's like it's gonna be close. Gonna be very close. We'll get there. For now, we have the 12 pool. Lings are moving out across the map. Meanwhile, back at home, that is going to be once again CC first. CC first by MilkiCow. This is considered unsafe to do, but on a larger map like Abyssal Reef, this is more viable. More so than Whispers of Gold. I didn't even get to mention it, but the reason why I was so shocked last game is because Whispers of Gold is one of the smaller maps in the map pool, a shorter rush distance to get across the map to punish the base. That might be the reason why we have a 12 pool here to punish the CC first. Yeah, good read here by YoungYakov. Last game, we saw a greedy build once again, and can he force a cancel? If he can, that's a big moment here, a big move for YoungYakov. Boys are being pulled. The Rax only just finished. Remember, the Rax was after the CC. Greedy build by MilkiCow is being punished. The boys have arrived. So far, kiting well, denying a little mining time. YoungYakov is all over this. Gets a probe, gets an SCV. Oof. Goes for another. Gets a second SCV as well. Yeah, he can just take the fight. He can and he will. 6 SCV kills. Denies a CC just barely. So close to finishing. Oh my god. And this is becoming critical damage. This is becoming far too much. The punish is real. This is why you don't CC first in this matchup. He was crazy. I mean, in general, really. He was crazy. Marines have arrived. And finally, MilkiCow can expand. But a late expansion for MilkiCow. And a lot of lost workers. 7 SCV kills for 3 Lings. Crazy. And on the one hand, yes, YoungYakov is a 12 pool, so his own economy is delayed. That is true, but look at the worker counts. It is worth it here. YoungYakov, he's droning up even further, up to 23 workers. MilkiCow is stuck on 16. As Lings, they threaten once again, denying even more mining time. He rotates around, denies more mining time, denies it even more here at the natural. MilkiCow having a hard time keeping up. Behind this, getting to his own 1-1 setup. But MilkiCow, he's stumbling his way into the mid game. It's just, everything's just been delayed. Everything has been delayed here for the Terran, despite trying to be greedy, punished for the greed. MilkiCow, he's punished, rushing into a third CC. Third CC before starport. Economic follow-up here by MilkiCow. Can he get away with it though? Can he recover? For the time being, YoungYakov, he pulls out of gas. Gets link speed, droning up, getting a third base. Just macroing. Some standard setup here from YoungYakov, just happily droning, saturating. Dips in with the Ling, his scout is denied. Sees the add-on swap. Is where the Hellions at least. Is where it's not a 2-on-1. As the Ling does go down. MilkiCow, he's hoping for a tumor, he's hoping for an overlord. Doesn't find anything. Oh! Has to back up. Does retreat. YoungYakov amassing more Lings. It's a lot of Lings on the way, actually. A lot of Lings. Looks like just playing it out safely here, but that's a big investment. As Hellions, they poke in. They threaten a dive, but there are plenty of Lings to punish. Oh, he's not stopping. 10 more Lings. 10 more Lings on the way. YoungYakov, he's Ling flooding. He commits. Yeah, he's committing across the map. Back at him. What is it to defend? There's 2 Hellions to be 4. The Hellions, they can hold on against this instead it gets surrounded. Oh no! That's a big if though. Does pull back to the safety of the mineral line. The boys are being pulled. The Lings, they fall back. Getting 1 SCV. More Lings are rallying in. Trying to collapse on the army. Nice movement here from MilkiCow. Pulls away. He kites well. He shuts down the Lings. Oh, and this is a big investment from YoungYakov, and it's not worth it. As all the Lings get thrown away, he gets, what, 2 SCVs? He gets 3. He gets a handful of SCVs, and that was not worth it. That was a big investment from here. YoungYakov, now he's droning up. Now he's getting a 4th base. Lair is on the way. But MilkiCow, he's recovering. He's not there yet, but he's getting there. It's a little bit more time. Building up his 3-1-1. Starport's on the way. Throwing down those E-bays, walling up and walling up. The Hellions are looking for a mineral line. They are moving out. Oh. Bursting up 2 drones so far. Just the 2. 2 workers full. MilkiCow, he pulls away. Does pull back. Likewise, still being active. Just focusing on denying creep. Gaining map control. And we're both building up. YoungYakov, like, economically is still in a decent position here. And unlike the previous game, at least he has a 4th, right? He has a 4th base, now getting a 5th. This is one of the big advantages of Abyssal Reef, is that it's a much larger, more defendable map in the map pool. So much easier to stabilize on 5 bases. So YoungYakov, he's getting there. Gee, what is this? It's a shark! Cut. Is he stuck? Oh my god. Every time. Shark, get out of here. God damn it. Is he actually just stuck there? Oh, he's gone. Okay. He left. Every time. I just want to zoom out. And then bam, shark gets in the way. Este shark. YoungYakov does dive in. Oh! Bailey doesn't get the surround. MilkiCow going for the queens. Queen's on the fire. Clutch transfuse. Yakov is keeping up. 1 queen goes down. From here, MilkiCow, he does back up. At the same time, I'm pushing on the right hand side, clearing up creep. Does clear creep. Moving further in. Catching out a couple of tumors. Pulling back, tank has arrived, maintaining this position, and from here he can lay siege 1 the mineral line. Can he maintain it? A bit of friendly fire, but the Lings are dealt with, and he's within range. Yeah, mining is denied. This is a brutal position to deal with. It is brutal. Oh. The tank does fall just barely. Likewise, diving in. Good for the base. Sniping those Banelings. Very nice control. But alas, he's going to be forced to pick up the Hydras. They should overwhelm. I say that the boys are being pulled. And Yakov holds. Whew. Does barely hold on. Reinforcements, they arrive a little bit too late. But MilkiCow, he's not done. He commits. He rotates. Does rotate over towards the right-hand side. Still reinforcing. Doesn't want to back up. He smells blood in the water. Yakov, he droned up to 82. His economy is solid. But can he survive? I mean, this area is more wide open. It is. We do see MilkiCow a little bit more vulnerable here. Tanks are moving in. And Yakov setting up a flank. Yeah, he can collapse in. He will clean this up. The tanks, the fire. A much more dominant fight for YoungYakov. Again, it's just a little bit more awkward for the Terran to move in. It's not as secure as this alleyway. And Yakov, he's holding. Despite the reinforcements, he is able to maintain his economy. And now he can just focus on taking up. The hive is on the way. The lurker den's on the way. +1. +2 carapace. Yakov, he's about to max out. And the pressure is on MilkiCow. This entire time, Yakov has been defending. But once he maxes, he can attack. He can be the aggressor instead. And I'm not so sure MilkiCow is going to be comfortable with that. I'm not sure if he's going to be ready for that. And Wreck goes down. MilkiCow moving in. MilkiCow just being hyperactive. So he's all over this. Nice tank shot, so on the Hydras. But Lings, they collapse on the army nonetheless. Marines going down, tank as well. MilkiCow forced to back up. Here we go. It's a shark. He's not very fast, okay? He's not. It's like frozen in place. Ay, ay, ay. Este shark. I feel like we need to give him a name. We feature him a lot on this channel, that shark. We probably zoom out more than other channels, to be honest. So it's becoming more of a problem for us specifically. YoungYakov, he comes in from behind. Both armies are close to maxing. Lurkers have arrived as well. Tanks will fall. The Lunkers are here. Ooh. Some brutal volleys going off. The bio getting very low. Massive baneling connections. The splits were not there. He takes them to the face. And Yakov, he can commit. Oh, he's running out of reinforcements, so he needs more Lings. More Lings and Banes. They are required. Still a more efficient fight for YoungYakov. MilkiCow rotating around. Does rotate. Pushing on the left. Let's push in. And he's going for the base. Does Jesus, he snipes that hatchery so quick. Does snipe the expansion at least. Not bad. And back it up, we've been focusing a lot on these attacks just because MilkiCow has been relentless. That's across the map. But he's on a 5 base economy, or at least I should say getting his 5th base. Maintaining himself. The army supplies are comparable, but the Nisa will finish. No reaction. No reaction here from MilkiCow. Delayed reaction, I should say. Lurkers have arrived. They get behind the mineral line, and they burrow. If you burrow in, Yakov just cannot, MilkiCow cannot engage. Finding cloud here on the bio, and MilkiCow is just being pulled apart. He cannot keep up. Lings, they flood into the natural. 3-3 might be denied. Oh, yoinks the ghost. Ghost gets abducted. The Lunkers, they take control of the 3rd base. Nidus into the main. They finish, and Lurkers are on the production. GG YoungYakov. He will take this. He will tie things up 1-1. He fights back. GG. Let's go. GG, well played. YoungYakov, he was able to stem the tide again. The map this time working for YoungYakov instead of against him. I did allude to it earlier. I was referring to Whispers of Gold for being a really small map, which is why I was like, yo, he's crazy going CC first on Whispers of Gold. Very small map. Because that as well, when you're aggressive, when you're the aggressor, reinforcements, they arrive seconds sooner, and every second counts in StarCraft. So because MilkiCow was being so aggressive, the map was kind of assisting him in that aggression. He was able to break through and overwhelm YoungYakov in game 1. Here in game 2, it takes longer. It takes a lot longer to reinforce, takes a lot longer for the army to move out. Because of that, YoungYakov had more time to secure himself. On top of that, the opener, the 12 pool. Big moment when YoungYakov went for the 12 pool. He got so many SCV kills early on. He delayed the expansion. He denied mining time. That was critical damage at the start of the game. It is impressive that MilkiCow did bounce back as well as he did. We saw some really nice engagements, especially behind the cliff face on the left-hand side. Some really efficient trades out of MilkiCow. Despite that, was not enough to take that momentum away from YoungYakov. Once YoungYakov got up to 4-base saturation, 82 drones, he was good to go. It was good to go, massed up into Hive, into Lunkers, into just maxed out army, and was able to overwhelm. Even if it wasn't for the Nidus Worms, YoungYakov did have momentum in that game, and GG. GG, well played. We do end up with a tied up scoreline of 1-1. And I believe that will be the end of the broadcast. I do need a moment here to actually get some updates as to what's been going on. But let's see here. Looks like the 5th round is still underway. Un momento. It looks like actually SKillous versus Power still going on. I'm a little bit surprised. Our matches weren't necessarily too fast. Our matches were quite long. But it looks like I believe Power and GG and SKillous they're still mid-series? Question mark? Let's see. Let's find out. Let us find out. Ooh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves. Let us switch our scenes over and catch up on those standings. Ooh, okay, things did get close towards the end, but here we go. We have the final results coming in. SKillous took down Power 2-0. GgMaChine took down Replicant 2-0, and YoungYakov and MilkiCow, they tied 1-1. The group has concluded, and I believe we have our secure top 3 players. Scrolling up. As we get into our final standings here, a big shout out to oh, that's a word. Foucault's Pendulum. Pendulum. Sorry, Foucault's Pendulum. There we go. Foucault's Pendulum. Thank you so much, Pendulum. Thank you so much for subscribing for the first time. Thank you so much. There is a delay on stream, so I do apologize for not giving you a shout out earlier, but you know, we were in the middle of the game. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for the first time. We hope you enjoy the emotes. Hope you enjoy the replay packs as well. If you're a subscriber, if you just got a gifted sub as well, then we do provide replay packs to our subscribers. Check them out on our Discord server. If you connect your Twitch to Discord, then you do gain access to some secret channels for our subscribers, where we do share some fun little tidbits and replays as well. So you can benefit from that if you wish. Otherwise, thank you for the support. Thank you. And let's catch up on the standings. Scrolling to the top, we have it here. Here we go. We have SKillous. SKillous coming out in first place. He only dropped 1 map. Fun fact, SKillous, he lost 1 map to MilkiCow, but only to MilkiCow. That was the only player that was able to make him bleed. There it is, the final... Whoa. Wait, what? Wait, oh. I don't think this is correct yet. So SKillous should be coming out in first place. There we go, 9-1, only dropping 1 map to MilkiCow. Meanwhile, we have YoungYakov and GgMaChine at 5-5. MilkiCow is 6-4. Does he not make it through? No shot. No shot. He should be making it through. I think they're still sorting this out. Hold on, there's a conversation happening in game. It's not in my native language though, so I don't really know what's happening. No shot, MilkiCow doesn't make it through, right? Okay. Okay. I have confirmation. So they have to fix the page. So this page is not accurate. From MilkiCow himself. Okay. So SKillous is in first place. MilkiCow is in second place. So they do have to fix this up. The group, I mean. MilkiCow is in second, and GgMaChine is in third. I think it comes down to head-to-head. GgMaChine versus YoungYakov. How did that go? Yeah. If you remember, this is what it came down to. So GgMaChine and YoungYakov, they're tied 5-5, and the reason why GgMaChine comes out ahead is because GgMaChine, he 2-0'd YoungYakov in the group stage. And do you remember what happened here? This was not a ZVZ. YoungYakov, he had fun and he chose to off-race his Protoss. And I'll be honest, if he didn't off-race, he probably would have won this series. 100% he would have won this series if he played Zerg, but he played Protoss. He lost against GgMaChine, and now we have confirmation it's SKillous, MilkiCow, and GgMaChine, not YoungYakov. Ay. Oh my god, the punish! The punish for off racing! Oh, that's what it came down to. Unironically, that is what it came down to. GG. Wow, like if he didn't off race, I mean... Hold on. I'll confirm. We'll confirm. But yeah, again, like YoungYakov, that loss, that 2-0 loss to GgMaChine, that cost him his slot. That cost him his place. And I have confirmation, yeah. So hold on, I'll refresh. They might have fixed it by now. I'll refresh. They'll fix it up. But yeah, the standings is SKillous, MilkiCow, and GgMaChine. YoungYakov does not make it through. He does not make it through. So we will fix this up momentarily, just so that the Wikipedia page can reflect who has advanced on. And yeah, crazy. Crazy. Unironically, it just came down to this match. It came down to YoungYakov versus GgMaChine. Crazy. To be fair, like if YoungYakov, if he had gotten a 2-0, like any other win, right? Like if he had gotten one extra win anywhere else, then he would have gotten a better scoreline, of course, than GgMaChine. But yeah, that is an outcome I was not expecting. I'll be honest, I thought YoungYakov was a sure thing. I thought it was a sure thing. Anything but. Crazy. With that is going to be concluding our day of StarCraft, or at least the current broadcast. As I mentioned before, we have more StarCraft coming up ahead of us. You can see here, 20 hours. In 20 hours time, 20 hours and 40 minutes, we are going to be back here with Group B. Group B is Wayne, Rostock, Strange, Nikic, Nickrat, and Shameless. We have a plethora of players, and this is going to be a harder one to call. Wayne, in my mind, is the favorite player. Strange is a competitor. Shameless has been on fire. Nickrat is a TVP sniper. Nikic, never one to count out. Rostock, I would say, is the wild card. I would say there's a little bit less, I should say, there's more of a skill gap between some of these players and Rostock, but I want to believe that Rostock has been improving. He has been playing, he has been practicing, and there's a reason why Rostock is here, so I want to believe he can take it to some of these other bigger names. In general, though, I feel like the skill level of all of these players are a lot closer than that of Group A. Specifically, I'm referring to SKillous. Like SKillous, he is a league above all, as you can clearly see here. Like he is the #1 player of the group for a reason. But yeah, I expect more of this here, like 5-5, or like these closer kind of score lines here in Group B as well. We'll see. Again, we're going to be casting this tomorrow in 20 hours time. Likewise, day after that, playoffs. Playoffs will be the day after that as well. So 3 days straight of Fire Grow Cup action. Meanwhile, if you're unsatiated, if you want some more StarCraft, then bam, we got you covered with the rest of our schedule here. We just wrapped up with day 1 of Fire Grow Cup. Up next at 12 p.m. KST is the Korean StarCraft League, the KSL. If you want some Korean StarCraft, we got you covered. We got you covered with some Korean on Korean action. That is going to be in 8 hours. 8 hours, just under 8 hours. Just under 8 hours time. We're going to be here with some KSL. So there you go. Because it's in 8 hours, I'm going to go and most likely get some work done. I'm going to edit some VODs, and then I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to go to rest. I'm going to go to sleep, going to get some rest, and be well rested for the rest of the weekend, because it's going to be KSL in 8 hours, and then we have Little League Cup at 9 p.m. KST. That is in over 12 hours time. Then, of course, Fire Grow Cup, and rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat for the rest of the weekend. So plenty of StarCraft to come, plenty of content here. If you enjoyed the broadcast, if you want some more, if you cannot watch some of this live, if you want to tune into the VODs, check out our YouTube. We have a YouTube channel out there with all of our VODs. We do stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time, so plenty of content is available. We also have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, TikTok, all things CranKy Ducklings. We're on Facebook. What is it? Mastodon. That's it. Mastodon, Blue Sky. All things CranKy Ducklings. If you want to follow us, you can follow us there. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. We do appreciate it. You can also support us via Patreon as well. Our Patreon funds our tournaments directly. So if you want to help support our tournaments, you can do so via Patreon. Bam! These are our tournaments. We have Sea Duckling Open and Masters 1 Open and Sparkling Tuna Cup. We host these events on a regular basis. We have been putting them on hiatus in January though because of how packed our schedule has been. But these events are going to be coming back towards the end of the month into February as well. So our tournaments are making a return. Do not worry, they're coming. Otherwise, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the support. And we'll see you guys either in 8 hours time or we'll see you when we see you. You know, there's plenty of content, plenty of streams. I'm sure we'll catch you. We will catch up with you eventually. We'll catch up. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Catching up with the chat. Jacobo Belbo would be proud. Oh, it's a reference to a book. Oh, I see. Good to hear. I remember when I used to read books. Like, I was one of those people where whenever I would go to like uni or whenever I would travel, we have long train rides here in Australia. That's when I would read when I was like commuting. When I stopped commuting, it's been a while since I have a lot of books that I would love to read, but it's about finding the time to settle down and open up a good book one day. Catching up. YoungYakov played Pearls vs. GgMaChine. Yes. Great games. There we go. But yeah, with that, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is live at the moment? Who can we send everyone over to? We'll find someone to raid. Give them some love. Give them some support. Uppertree is currently live laddering, so we could give some love to Uppertree. I see Empress Lily. I see TKL. Rotterdam, they're covering the big brain bouts. There's Thriving GG as well. Honestly, a lot of streamers, a lot of people are live at the moment, so do give them some love. Let's see if we can find someone else. Typically, we try to raid smaller streamers to give them an opportunity to gain eyes and have people tuning in. There's SW Pro. We'll pick someone. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time for the next broadcast. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, baby, ciao. Hasta luego. See you next time.